Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA watch party. We've got the Bears and the Eagles about to kick off. Flying solo as of the moment. We may have some others jump in. It may just be me the entire time. I'm going to lay some ground rules here real quick. It's going to be very, very laid back. We're just going to kind of hang out, watch the game. There's going to be a lot of dead air. We're going to try to focus on the chat primarily, but we'll also bring you some play-by-play commentary on the game so we can kind of watch it together. If Tim jumps in, we'll try to sync up our telecast to where we're seeing the same thing at the same time, and we won't be stepping over each other. I know the chat is already lit up here. We got Respect Oranges in the house. Matt LaFleur has a Bear game circle. Hopefully he embarrasses Ben Johnson. Amen. Amen to that. And can you guys hear my TV in the background? Let me know, okay? I want to barely be able to hear it. If you guys can hear it, it's okay, as long as it's not annoying to you. But let me know if you guys do hear that in the background. But yeah, here's the other thing. You guys remember what Ben Johnson said? That little shot he took, that little subtle jab he took at Matt LaFleur in the offseason when he got that job with the Bears. He said, yeah, I'm going to look forward to beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. I hope Matt doesn't have to bring that up. He shouldn't bring that up. But I hope the players, the next time they have a team meeting, step up and go, hey, guys, play the video. Remember when he said this, let's go to bat for our coach. That's what I'm looking forward to. I hope that happens there. And again, if we have Bears fans jump in, which I'm sure we will, it's echoey. Okay. Oh, I bet I know maybe why. Let's see. Audio seems a little off. Let me check. Let me double check. Thank y'all so much. That's why I wanted to go live a little bit sooner to make sure. Yep, it was picking up a different microphone.
How about now, guys? How does that sound now? Yeah, so I basically got a secondary camera here for you guys. Make sure, let's see. Okay, perfect. Good deal. Thank y'all for letting me know. We got a secondary camera. Every now and again, my German Shepherd will come up, or one of my German Shepherds will come up here and sit in this chair right here. So we may have a co-host here shortly. We'll see what happens. But if we have Bears fans in here, guys, be respectful until somebody's not respectful to us. All right. I know. And listen, F the poopy Bears. That's not too bad. All right. Let's just all try to get along. I imagine they would jump in here if anybody sees the live stream and just kind of hang out and watch the game and chat about it. But anybody gets out of line, obviously we'll take care of business. So that's where we're at right now. But again, thank you guys so much for letting me know about the audio. And we've got Respect Oranges in here. Says Victory Friday continues. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today, man. I love Victory Mondays, Victory Fridays. It's absolutely awesome being able to just kind of get on here and talk about what happened, kind of recap it. If you're like me, man, you watch the game live and everything is just so, man, it's such a blur. And that's why I try to chart the game and get everything, where it needs to be. That way, when we go live for the post-game show, I'm not missing out on anything in that regard. So it's nice to go Victory Monday or Victory Friday and be able to kind of relive everything. So, and again, you guys let me know if you hear anything in terms of the telecast in the background here. But we're getting ready to kick off. I don't know if you guys watched the pregame show or not, but boy, oh boy, was it windy out there. It looked cold. What's her name? Carissa Thompson, I think. She looked like she was miserable. So we'll see who wants it more today, man. In the past, you say the Eagles had a good running game, but right now, I don't know if you could say that, right? Their running game struggled a little bit this year. And the passing game will probably be affected, as will the kicking game, I would imagine. Now, Chicago, you think they'd be a little more built for this. Now, Philly, Bates, you're up in the Philly area. Does it get as windy in Philly as it does Chicago this time of year? I've been to Philly. I think I was up there one November. I did all the historical sites and went out of town to Valley Forge and some other places. And I don't remember it being overly windy, but Chicago, it seems like this time of year, that wind coming off the lake, it's usually pretty rough. I'm just wondering if maybe Philly's kind of used to this type of weather, right? Or if this is going to be something, no, Chicago should have the upper hand. But it's going to be a blast, man. And look, let's do this. Let's put this on the screen while we're waiting for everything to kind of start getting kicked off here. Let's put the playoff machine up just to give you guys an idea of how it sits right now. So in the NFC, the Rams are the 1 seed at 9-2. All right. We've got the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2 seed at 8-3. The Bears are the 3 seed at 8-3. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the 4 seed at 6-5. You've got the Seattle Seahawks at 8-3 in the 5 seed. Your Green Bay Packers are 8-3-1 in the 6 seed, and the San Francisco 49ers are 8-4 sitting in the 7 seed. So again, if the Eagles win this game, boom, the Packers are in first place in the North, and the Bears fall to the 7th seed in the NFC. A lot on the line today. Not saying it's going to completely determine what happens before the playoffs, but this is a big game. As the ball's kicked off, Chicago's going to get first possession, returning it to about the 30, the 32. Looks like they're going to start at about roughly the 35-yard line as Caleb Williams runs onto the field. Of course, he had his helmet off so everybody could see his face. You know, he likes to roll like that. So let's see what he can do on this opening drive here. Now, typically he's been pretty good on the openers, right? It seems like the openers and that scripted play calling right out of the gate. It seems like Chicago has a lot of success, at least based off the games that I've seen. But let's see how he does here. So they break the huddle. Looks like they're in an ace set, actually out of the gun. Yep, we're going to go gun ace. They started in the gun, and then they shifted over to ace. Looks like 11 personnel. Everybody's nasty. He just canned to a secondary play. Looks like he ID'd the mic. A little cheat motion outside. Caleb's going to hand off B gap left, and they're going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards, looks like. So they're looking at about a 2nd and 7, maybe a 2nd and 6 here early on. So let's see what Bates said. Yeah, it's uncommon. Maybe not as bad as Chicago, but typically northeast weather, buddy. Gotcha. All right, and it looks like we got a special guest hopping in here. And you give me the thumbs up when you're ready there, Carson. Anytime, man. If you can hear me, maybe you can't. But we'll get like I said, I sent an invitation out to a few people, and we'll see if we can get them in here in just a second. All right, 2nd down, 2nd and 7. Caleb's in the gun. Looks like a dub set. He's back to pass. Immediate pressure, dumps it off on a Y screen to the tight end, and he's going to be stopped 1 yard short. So we're looking at about a 3rd and 1. Carson, I'm going to add you if that's all right, man. Give me the thumbs up whenever you're ready. Or say no. Please don't do that yet. He may not even be able to hear me. Let's put him in here. Hopefully nothing inappropriate happens. Carson, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, I can. Thank you for having me in here.
Hey, no, man. Hey, it's an honor to have you jump in here with us. We'll have Tim joining us shortly, I'm sure. Maybe a couple other people as well. We're just going to do a little play-by-play here, talk some Bears. This is Carson from the Caldwell Corner. If you guys may know him on IG, got a huge account. Great follow on IG, so make sure you guys check that out. It's Caleb Williams with the quarterback sneak. No push, I don't believe.
Caleb Williams push.
Yeah, there you go. So 1st and 10 for the Chicago Bears. Carson, how do you see this game, man? Are you okay with me calling you Carson, or would you rather Caldwell?
I don't know. I think the spread for this game was like 1.5. So I think the Bears have a good chance of covering that just with their defense, the turnovers they've been creating. But I think the Eagles at home are going to take this one, but it should be a fun game.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Completely agree. All right, Bears under center. Looks like a 12 personnel. Shifting to Twins right. Caleb back to pass. Oh, through the hands. Decent coverage there. Looked like it went through Odunze's hands, but there were 2 defenders in the area. Surprise, surprise. So we're looking at a 2nd and 10. Yeah, they've been really good at winning the turnover margin. And that's one thing you can say about Caleb Williams. I don't feel like he plays quarterback the best. I think he's kind of 18, 20-ish rank, in my opinion, in the important statistics. Yeah. However, they don't turn the ball over a lot, do they?
Yeah, I mean, they rank on defense 22nd in like every category except turnovers. They're like 1st. And so, I mean, if they can keep creating turnovers, they should keep winning games. But I don't know. The Eagles don't turn the ball over that much either. So,
yeah, as we learned there, unfortunately, on Monday Night Football, right? So, yeah. All right, here we go. We got a big 3rd down coming up. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and medium, if I've seen that correctly just now. A lot on the line with this Eagles-Bears game. Both teams sitting at 8-3. It's a good measuring stick game for the Bears, man. I'm excited to see how this one unfolds. All right, so they're in a gun, looking at a 3rd and 5. They're going to go. Looks like Trey Wright. Yeah, they're going Trey Wright with the Y and the 2. Caleb back to pass. And picks up the 1st down, taking what they give him to Odunze. Yeah, nice little game there. So you see him playing within the scheme, right? Playing within the system. I know this, Carson. Ben Johnson's getting way more out of him than Eberflus's crew did. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And even in, the preseason when he was getting those starter reps, like the first drive, they were scoring touchdowns every single time. So he's good at those kind of scripted plays where Ben Johnson just kind of tells him what to do and he's good at executing it. So, even though he's not great this year, he's playing a lot better than he was last year, which if I was a Bears fan, I'd be pretty happy with that no matter how the season ends because they got a tough schedule coming up. So even if they win only 9 or 10 games being at 8-3, you still look at it and say, Caleb's shown me some stuff that I'm pretty happy about if I'm a Bears fan.
I got to agree, unfortunately. That's what we've been talking about is like now we need to get them facing some tougher opponents. As Caleb came out, looks like they put the Y in the backfield, then went to an offset I, little play action, throw to the left, and they pick up the first down there. So they're looking at a 1st and 10, and they are driving. Looking for Big Dom on the sideline. Go ahead.
I said, yeah, they're already past the 50. And honestly, this is a good game for the Packers to be watching because even if the Bears do win, that kind of helps the Packers moving the Eagles to 8-4. That'll move the Packers above the Eagles if we can beat the Bears next week. So, honestly, whatever happens, it's pretty good for the Packers.
That's a great point, man. I see you're playing chess, not checkers, right? So I was talking about, hey, if the Bears win or if the Eagles win this game, obviously we're in first place in the division. But let's say the Bears do win this game, and like you said, we go to Week 14 and the Packers beat the Bears. All of a sudden, we're the 2 seed. That's a great observation. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, because if they fall to 8-4, Bears move to 9-3. They come to Lambeau next week. We beat them. We got that head-to-head matchup, and we have a better record than them. So. Yeah. And that tiebreaker with the Cowboys might help out both teams because now the Cowboys are pushing for a playoff spot. Packers are pushing for that, top seed in the NFC. So it might help out both teams in this one.
Oh, that's a great point, man. So Caleb missed on a slant right there. And I apologize if you hear the dogs barking. This is just kind of a laid back stream here, Carson. We're just going to let the dogs run in and out.
It's all good.
Maybe I'll get one on camera here in a minute. But, yeah, he missed on that slant right there a little bit. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 7, although you're probably in 4-down territory right here, I would imagine, with the win. So, all right, he cans. They go from sidecar left to sidecar right. We got a nasty split, 11 personnel dubs. They're going to hand off. Oh, what a play call. Great can right there. I think he is a little bit short, though, right? Yeah. So we're going to be looking
the Bears' offense is a little bit interesting in that backfield because they've got Swift and Monangai, and last week Swift only played like 40% of snaps, got 8 carries, and Monangai got 12 carries and a touchdown. So it's kind of a committee backfield. It used to be Swift kind of taking all the load, and now Monangai is kind of making a name for himself back there. So seems like he's in there on this play, on this 4th down. They got to pick this up.
Yeah, definitely. 4th and 1. Let's see if he goes with the sneak again. A set. Pretty deep set back here. All right, we got motion.
Monangai right there. He's not going to get it.
Stop. Cold. It's close, though, ain't it? It looks like they're going to come up a few inches short. Let's go.
Yeah, it looks short. Man, what a stand for Philly.
Yeah, man, that is absolute. Oh, wait. Now they're throwing their hands up. I don't know, but they might get a little home. What a spot. Jeez, oh, Pete, what a spot. Yeah, you better challenge that. My goodness.
Yeah.
Did you see the side judge come in? And
yeah,
he's walking in one way.
Towards the first down.
Yeah.
And there's the challenge flag.
There you go. I was going to say he's trying to snap it quick. They know. A little home field cooking here. So what did you say the spread was on this, Carson?
It was 7.5 last time I checked in favor of Philly.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
I looked earlier today. The money line was like minus 420 at about 10 a.m. today, and at game time it was only minus 340. So it did start to move in the Chicago direction as the game got closer, which I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I think it ended as 7.5.
Yeah, that is a little strange. What do you think, man? You think they got this?
I don't know. I mean, that's close. When I watch it live, I don't think he got it. I'm watching the replay right here. And, I mean, yeah, it looks like he got stopped a yard short. I mean, he had like a lunge, last-ditch effort. Maybe he got in, but I don't see it.
Yeah, you could see the elbow, but you couldn't see the ball. It's amazing how many cameras in their stadium. We can never get a good camera.
Yeah, and now they got the ball, measuring thing inside the ball or whatever.
Yeah. Tatchison in here says refs kept creeping toward the first down marker as they ran, and it was a little odd. It looked like Jacob on a Saturday night, just waddling across, bending across. Let's see here. Doug in the chat. I don't know if you can get a camera angle to overturn it. Lots of bodies. That's a great point, right? Unfortunately, they ruled it a first half. If it had been ruled short, you probably probably feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
about
sure.
that.
It's one of those call on the field type of things.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so yeah, in terms of the playoff picture here, and again going ahead to next week, let's flash back here real quick. So let's say the Bears do win this game, right? I'm gonna have to shut this door. Say something smart for a minute, Carson. They're losing their mind out here.
All right. Well, while he's getting the dogs out, I think we're on commercial break here and on Twitch. But how's everybody doing, man? This Thanksgiving, you guys get a lot of food in there. What's going on? What's your guys' favorite Thanksgiving food? Let me look on YouTube, get the chat up in here.
I'm back. I'll give you mine, man. Dude,
Oh, there you go.
as soon as I close the door, she comes up here. Get up in that chair. Get up here, bro. Look, we got a co-host
Watch
here.
the Bears game.
Hopefully it don't glitch the stream out. Well, let's see here. This is Etta. This is little Miss Etta right here. And she's gone. Just like that. She's out of here. Unbelievable. What a horrible co-host. Yeah, no, when it comes to Thanksgiving food though, man. If you could only have one side, other than you know what I mean, you got to have turkey and dressing. That goes
no doubt.
One side, if you could pick one side, man, I'll tell you, I don't know what it is about these Tennessee green beans down here, but they know how to throw enough fat in those green beans to make it taste like heaven. So
Dude, I love me some green beans, some green bean casserole. Get up in there, get the mac and cheese. I found out this week that ham on Thanksgiving actually isn't that like common. Like I was saying, oh, ham's my favorite, Thanksgiving food. They're like, you have ham on Thanksgiving? I'm like, thought everybody had ham on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, we do, man. And listen, they get crazy with it. I don't know if you guys do it. They do the spiral cut ham, and then they
we don't do all that. We just slice that up.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
There you go. So they rolled it short, right?
Yeah.
Am I hearing that right? Yeah, call them. There you go. So it's going to be Eagles ball. Sirianni happy.
Yeah, that's a big stand inside the 30, first drive of the game. Huge stand by Philly. You like those all black jerseys that Philly's wearing with the black helmets and everything?
I do, man. As my wife calls me, the stick in the mud, man. I love just simple stuff, Yeah. Like, people ask you, what's your favorite color? I say black. And they go, what's your second favorite? I say gray. And then I say white. So
yeah, I like those jerseys too. I like the Kelly greens the best, but I don't mind these.
Kelly Green's always, you're probably a little too young for this, but the Kelly Greens always make me think of Randall Cunningham every time, man.
Yeah, I don't know why. I played Randall Cunningham on Madden, but that was about it.
Got that mutt card. There you go.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. 8:58 left in the first quarter. They're in an empty set. Oh, false start on A.J. Brown, bruh. Man. What are you doing? Yeah, you don't need to pat your chest. We seen it. What are you doing? So if you had to pick, which team do you want to win this game, Carson? Like,
I think I kind of want – I mean, I hate to say it, but I kind of want the Bears to take this one because, I mean, we lost to Philly, right? So we can't do anything about Philly. If we played Philly, week 15, whatever, I'd say, all right, get the Bears out of here. But, I mean, we lost to Philly. And so if Philly goes to 8-4 and then we can kind of control our own destiny with Chicago, I would much prefer that over just kind of hoping that Philly loses to somebody. I don't exactly know what the Eagles' schedule looks like the rest of the way, but – I mean, if the Bears can pull this one out on the road and then they come to town next week, I would love that.
Absolutely. And again, it's just one of those games you can sit back and relax because you can paint a positive picture no matter who wins. That's what's awesome about this game as Philadelphia Eagles pick up the first down there. Now, obviously, what would be really cool is Caleb Williams come out, throw 5 interceptions, and they still end up winning the game.
Find a way to win. Yeah, I love that.
All right, here we go. They're in the pistol set. Eagles ball. Looks like a nasty 12 look. They're going to hand it off and going to pick up about 5 yards. So they're just leaning. Now, listen, this Bears defense, they're pretty bad shape, right? I mean, they're ranked toward the bottom in just about every statistical category other than takeaways. So you kind of expect the Eagles to be able to move the ball on the ground here, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And they said on the broadcast pregame, I didn't watch the Eagles game last week except for just in overtime, but apparently Saquon didn't have a very good outing last week. So he's trying to come into this game and, have a little bounce back game. And I think he could do that against this defense.
Yeah. In terms of points per play, so scoring defense, it looks like Chicago is currently ranked 29. Hurts back to pass, like the ball might have got tipped there at the line. So we're looking at a 3rd and 5, 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Yeah, so they're in terms of scoring defense, they're ranked 29th, giving up 0.445 points per play. And we talked last week, I believe, rushing defense. Let's kind of key in on that since we're talking Saquon. Yeah, they're 30th, allowing 5.2 yards per rush. You know, Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson's licking their lips for next week, man. They're ready for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we know anything about Josh Jacobs? Because I know yesterday he kind of hobbled off the field. I know he came back, but did he re-aggravate his knee, or do we know anything, or what? Because I haven't seen anything.
It was weird too, because like when you seen that type of hit that he took, he kind of took it, you know, right above the knee, and you think, oh, that's probably just a bruise. We're okay. And then I remembered, oh no, that's kind of what we were dealing with already. That sucks, especially if it's the same leg. I have not heard for sure. Does anybody know in the chat anything that's going on with that? That's what
Bates in the chat says Eagles remaining schedule: Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders. So, I mean, they got a tough schedule even the rest of the season.
Yeah. All right. So the Eagles are showing punt here, 4th and 5. Let's see if they actually kick it away. And they do. Clean snap. Oh, he shanked it, didn't he? Or did he? Maybe that was an angle punt.
And he had to dive for that one.
Yeah, he did. So they're going to have – the Bears are going to have the ball roughly the 21-yard line when they come back on the field here. Let's see what Caleb can do on the second possession. Obviously, they turned it over on downs the first possession there. I like the Eagles' approach there. Hey, look, let's don't be too aggressive. Let's just play the field position game as much as we can here. Caterpillar in the chat, that wind out there is nuts today. It really is, man. You can see it just now on that punt as well. So far in the statistical category, Caleb starts the game on the opening drive, 3 of 5 for 22 yards. Jalen Hurts 1 of 3 for 10 yards. DeAndre Swift got 4 carries for 17 yards. Saquon Barkley got 2 carries for 10 yards. So he's averaging 5 yards a pop already early. And A.J. Brown did redeem himself after that penalty and pick up the first down with that 1 catch for 10 yards. So,
I think Eagles playing the field position in this game. I think they view themselves as a better team at home. So I like the decision to punt the ball away there, especially, I mean, where they were at on the field. So,
yeah, completely agree. And Tim, I see you in the background. No pressure to come in, but anytime you're ready, buddy, you just hop in here and chat with us, man. Tim is going to join us here shortly, probably. But again, no rush, Tim. You're good, man. It's just going to be very laid back in here. Let's see here. Turk McGirt says Hopper extensions can stress the ACL pretty hard. Could be dealing with a knee sprain on top of the bruise. I think talking about Jacob's injury there. Yeah. So, all right.
Well, he's got a long rest till Chicago comes around. So hopefully he'll be all right.
Definitely. Let's look at some of these other matchups. Let's go back to the playoff machine real quick. Just coming up, we got football. I mean, all day today in terms of college and this game, obviously. And then tomorrow we got a full slate of college games. And then Sunday we're going to have some more NFL. That's going to be a jam-packed day. So the matchups this week, obviously you got the Bears and the Eagles playing right now. Let's clear that off. Tomorrow it looks like you're going to have Sunday, you're going to have the 49ers at the Browns. That should be an easy win there for the 49ers, the way they're playing football, I would imagine. You get the Jaguars at the Titans. You get the Texans at the Colts. We've got the Saints at the Dolphins, Falcons at the Jets. There's some stinkers. My goodness, there's some stinkers. LA Rams at the Carolina Panthers. Panthers, man, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers were to sneak up and upset the Rams. Everybody, I know I look at the Rams as the best team in the league right now, of course. I don't know how you see them, but you can't rule out Carolina, man. They've been playing decent football here late, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, they beat us, so you can never take them too lightly.
Oh. And then you got the Cardinals at the Buccaneers. That'll be an interesting one. Vikings at the Seahawks. I hate to say it. I think I'm pulling for the Vikings in that one. As you can see here, the Seahawks are the 5 seed currently. We want all these guys that are around our record or above us to drop these tough games for sure. As the Bears are under center, they're going to hand off. Nice little cutback. What a lane. Yeah, nice gain there. 15 yards for the Chicago Bears on the run. And how do you say that guy's Manungai? Is that right?
Yeah, Manungai. Kyle Manungai.
Pretty solid run. Is he a rookie this year?
Yeah, he is. I think he's only 23 years old. I don't know where he went to college, but yeah, Bears picked him up in the draft. And only reason I know him is because one of my friends picked him up in fantasy when DeAndre Swift was hurt. He scored like 30 points in fantasy, had 26 carries, 2 touchdowns. And ever since then, they've kind of worked him into the offense, and he's a pretty good back. So I think he's only 5'8", too. So he's a little guy.
We had him at 122.1 as his grade, which means he's worthy of about the 122nd pick on our draft board, just taking a quick glance at it. And he did have the star eye emoji, which means he met the Packers minimum thresholds and the important stuff that they, historically like in running backs. So had a little bit of a buzz around him. All right, here we go. 2nd and 4 for the Bears. Caleb under center. They're going to put the tight end in motion, going to hand it off again.
First down.
And first down, Monungai. There you go. So they are just leaning on the Eagles right now a bit, man.
What do you think about Dallas beating Philly, them beating the Chiefs, and now they're sitting at, 6 wins, and they got Detroit next week, who's at 7-5. I mean, that's a big playoff implications game next week. And if they put some stuff together, they could get in. And as we know, we already played them. They scored 40 on us, and their offense just keeps getting better and better. So they could be a scary team moving forward that we kind of have to look for.
Yeah, and you had that new head coach down there with it's Schottenheimer, right?
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of time to kind of get your stuff implemented, especially when the real bullets start flying. So it does make a lot of sense to me that all of a sudden they're kind of starting to turn the corner. Listen, they got a lot of talent on that team. Whole lot of talent. As a matter of fact, I think I've got them significantly higher in my power rankings than most people do. This was following last week. In terms of overall grade, I've actually got Dallas. Where did I have them at? Maybe I didn't. I thought I had them higher. So I've got them in the 20 or 21 spot at 18.2. But offensive points per play and scoring before yesterday's game, they're ranked 6th. And there's DJ Swift all the way down to roughly the 20-yard line. Is it DJ Swift? Am I thinking right?
DeAndre.
There you go.
Yeah, so they got DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, so it's easy to mix up.
So, Dallas has got the 6th best scoring offense and the 5th best offense in terms of yards per play. However, defensively, points per play are 30th. Yards per play allowed on defense are 27th, and their turnover margin is 22nd. So if they can get that defense a little closer to the 15 mark, the back half of this back third of the year, I can see what you're saying, man. They get hot at the right time, sneak in the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, that's the thing is they made some moves at the deadline to kind of help that defense out, and they're starting to climb their way up there. I think if they would have had this defense the whole season, they would be in that range, but they're kind of digging out of the gutter there. So I think the way they're playing, they're a scary team with that elite offense. I mean, one of the best in the NFL, and then even if their defense is just mediocre, they could find their way into some wins. So,
yeah. And as Chester says in the chat, Turt, I think the Bears are better than people give them credit for. I've been kind of saying that here lately. Like, you look at some of the important metrics and it don't look good, but they just figure out ways to win ball games. And that's a sign of a pretty damn good team, that they can kind of put things together like that when things aren't going perfect. Caleb back to pass on 2nd down. Beautiful catch there by Loveland, I believe it was. Yeah, so they go from a 2nd and 10 to a 3rd and 1 on a nice little out route, look like, to Loveland from Caleb. So they're knocking on the door here. Will they be aggressive and try to get a touchdown, or will they settle for a field goal? That's going to be the question.
And if they can find a way to go on the road and beat Philly, you're going to have a lot of nervous Packers fans going into next week. I think we could handle business, but, I mean, this is a big game for Chicago to kind of shut up everybody that's saying they can't win against a good team. I mean, it's right there for them.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Caleb going to toss it. Monungai again. He is – no, they push him
You might have gotten that.
Yeah, he got that. They didn't blow it dead. He got it. The official looks so confused on spotting. Like he's
just walking back and forth. He's like, you guys tell me when to stop.
How am I feeling about this? Steve knows the policy in the chat. Says Stephen A. Smith calling for Dallas versus Green Bay NFC Championship. Hey, let's go. Sign me up, man. With the points those two teams.
I was thinking the other day about like all the bad losses we've had in the playoffs against Seattle and the Buccaneers and the Niners and stuff like that. There's a real chance that we could kind of go in the playoffs this year and play Seattle, Tampa, and San Francisco and kind of just beat all those guys that have had, left a bad taste in our mouth on our way to the Super Bowl. So I would love that. I don't know about Dallas getting there, but.
Yeah. So 1st and 10, Caleb play action, rolls to the right, took a little bit of a hit and overshot, or I guess you could say overshot. Just missed him a little bit wide right. His looked like it might have been a crossing or a pivot route. Nope, it's a crosser. Yeah, almost like a drive concept with crossers there. just missed his receiver. That could have been a touchdown. He was running wide open in the end zone. 2nd and 10 now. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. It looks cold out there, boy. It looks so chilly. Caleb just canned. They're in the gun. They're going with the dub set. Nasty left, tight end right, sidecar right. Going to hand it off to Manungai. And, man, he's a heck of a running back.
I was about to say, he's a tough runner. He gets hit and gets 5 extra yards.
He does, man. He's always falling forward. I've noticed that about him here. So, all right, 3rd down. Ben Johnson.
In my opinion, this is 2 downs for Chicago.
Yeah, you got plenty of time here, right? You know, anytime you're down there inside the 5 and you got enough time to capitalize on turning the ball over, putting them in a bad situation on offense with the field position, I feel like more things can go right for the ensuing offensive drive. So, or could go wrong for them, I should say. So I agree with you there. Now, if it's like, 45 seconds before halftime and you're out of timeouts, obviously you can't capitalize. It don't even matter, though. The Bears punch it in with Swift.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift. There you go.
Almost kicked the cameraman in the face trying to celebrate there, I seen, but hopefully everybody's all right. So the Bears go up 6-0, boys. What do we think about it, chat? After that drive, do we think the Bears are legit here or what? I mean, that's why. What'd you think about that drive there, Carson?
I thought it was a great drive. I mean, they didn't really push the ball down the field too much, but just kind of asserted their will against Philly. They ran the ball great, picked up some big 3rd downs, and punched it in. So I think that's a great drive for Chicago. Took a lot of time off the clock, and it should be 7-0 by the time this first quarter ends, and that's a great quarter for Chicago.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Coach Lynn in the chat, good to see you, buddy. Says, not able to watch the game. How are they both looking so far? Bears looking pretty sharp, man. Looking pretty sharp, looking fundamentally sound. They're running the rock. They've got a good even carry rate here. DeAndre Swift, 6 carries, 43 yards, and that touchdown right there with a long of 23. And Kyle Manungai with 6 carries, 38 yards, and a long of 17. So the running game's looking pretty good. The passing game a little shaky, 5 of 9 for 36 yards. Obviously, the wind's going to be a factor. Luther Burden has caught both of his targets, 2 catches for 17 yards. So I think it's going to be one of those kind of games, man. They're probably just going to kind of try to lean on Philly and see if they fold early. But maybe they can get Saquon going.
I think Luther Burden has been putting some good stuff out there. Last week he had a good game. In preseason, it was like, can this guy, even run the offense? They were pulling him off the field in practice, all this stuff. And, he's kind of answered the call, and he's putting some good stuff together for their, rookie wide receiver.
Yeah, we had Luther Burden as the 3rd best receiver in the draft. Just
out of Missouri, right?
Yeah, out of Missouri. We had him. We had it. Tet McMillan 1. He was in tier 2. We had Emeka Egbuka and Luther Burden in tier 4. And then we had Matthew Golden in tier 5. So it pretty much fell in the order that we thought it was going to fall. Yeah, Luther Burden. I heard a lot of people kind of slandering him in the draft process, like they wasn't as impressed with him. I watched the tape and felt totally different, to be honest with you.
I remember watching Missouri the last couple of years and just thinking that this dude was a stud. And so, yeah, it didn't shock me.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Coach Lynn says, I don't see with these 2 teams, especially how the Packers looked yesterday. Not sure what he was referring to there, but let's see. Joe Pack Joe says, I don't think the Bears are good. Philly having their biannually epic collapse. Yeah, and then next thing you know, they're in the playoffs and they end up winning the championship. Right? It's funny how it works. So, J. Cole says Eagles starting to give me Lions vibes. I could see that too. What do you think about the Lions, Carson? Because obviously projected to be one of the best teams in the league. And then after what you seen yesterday, I felt like they played pretty fundamentally sound. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It's like every time we needed to play, Jordan Love just went out there and threw off his back foot and made something happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think their offensive line is night and day difference. I think if you want to point to something, obviously Ben Johnson's not there. Their other defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, is not there. But I think if you were to point to one thing that the Lions have kind of fallen off from, it's their offensive line play. Just with, retirements or injuries or anything like that, we were putting pressure on Goff like nonstop. And so I think, the Lions did play pretty fundamentally sound, but they're missing some things that they've had the last couple of years, those big explosive plays they got from Jahmyr Gibbs, the last couple of weeks, but it's very far and few between. And I think a big part of that is that offensive line. So I forget his name, but the center coming out of retirement should help him. What is that, Ragnow? Should help him. yeah, should help them down the line. So I think they're a great team. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but not as good as they have been the last couple of years.
Let's kind of walk through that real quick since we brung it up here. And Drew D, I'm going to mark your chat. I'm going to come back to that because I want to talk a little bit about Ben Johnson. As in between snaps here, we will tell y'all what's going on with the Lions' playoff hopes. Here is Philly out of the gun. They're going back to the run. Saquon Barkley, nice cut, about an 8-yard gain. Nice little first down run there. So they're looking at 2nd and 2. So if we look at the Lions here, obviously the Packers beat them this week. All right.
Yep.
Let's say next week, before any of the other games are played, right, you got the Cowboys. It's going to be tough. It's at Detroit, but the Packers went in Detroit and took care of business. So if the Lions win that ball game without any of the other games being registered, they're still not in the playoffs with that extra win over everybody else, right? If you go to week 15, I like to do it this way because it kind of gives you an idea of how many weeks out are you before you could really kind of make it a little bit of a better chance of you making the playoffs. If we clear all that off and go back to week 13. So let's go week 14. Let's say that the Lions beat the Cowboys, right? And I don't know if it's actually going to project out that far. Let's go to some of these other NFC teams real quick. So let's say the Bears hold up here and they get this win. Let's say San Francisco beats Cleveland. And the Rams, let's say they take care of business with the Panthers, right? A little play fake, little RPO. Hurts going to pick up a couple yards there. All right. Let's say Tampa takes care of – actually, let's say the Cardinals beat Tampa. Tampa been struggling a little bit here lately. Now Baker's banged up. Let's say that the Vikings take care of the Seahawks somehow, some way. All right. And then the Broncos beat the Commanders. And let's just kind of see what we're looking like in week 14 here. The Lions beat the Cowboys. You got the Seahawks in the 7th seed. If that collapse continues, they lose to the Falcons. All of a sudden, Detroit is the 7th seed. So you're really just – win next week and have 2 or 3 teams that you need to lose, one of those 2 or 3 teams, and you're right back in the playoff hunt. You're right, man.
Yeah, I mean, the path is definitely there for Detroit if they can just kind of get some things together. But, I mean, Dallas is going to be tough, even at home. I think they'll win that one, but a really tough game. And then they go and play the Rams. I mean, that's a tough 2 weeks right there. And I know they still have they played the Vikings twice. They still have the Bears one more time. But their schedule is pretty tough looking at it now. So who knows?
It is.
Man.
I mean, I think we've got the remainder too. We do this of the NFC North schedule. Now, obviously not including the game yesterday, they're marked. But when you look at the Lions schedule, so the Packers, obviously they dropped to the Packers there yesterday, putting them 7-5. Then they got the Cowboys. That's a tough game. They're on the road against the Rams. That's a tough game. Aaron Rodgers should be back and healthier against the Steelers. I could see that being a tough game for the Lions. And then on the road at Minnesota, probably a win there. And on the road in Chicago, if Chicago somehow beats Philly today, I think I'd be picking Chicago at home against the Lions at week 18.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Chicago ends the season. I think a lot of people are only expecting them to win a couple more games. But, if they can win against Philly, split with Green Bay, beat San Fran, like you're going into week 18 and saying Lions aren't going to win that game on the road.
Yeah, I agree. That's going to be tough, man, for sure. You look at the Packers remaining schedule here. Obviously got the Bears next week. Then we're on the road in Denver. Then on the road in Chicago. Those Chicago games are going to be huge, man. Gosh, they're going to be so big. It's so awesome that it's coming down to that. And then, of course, the Ravens are struggling. And then, of course, you're on the road against Minnesota. I feel pretty good about that one, although you can't overlook any team that's looking to try to ruin your playoff hopes when they may already be out of it, obviously. So something else kind of keep an eye on. Back to Drew.
That second. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Finish your thought there, man. I'm sorry.
I was just saying the second Chicago game is on a Saturday, and the time for that game has not been finalized yet. So we could be looking at that Week 16 game being like a prime-time game at night. And that would be awesome. I mean, if we go in, we're 8-3 right now. Let's say we win this week at home against Chicago, 9-3. Then, I mean, that could be for the division almost. Prime time at Chicago. So really, really important games against Chicago.
Yeah, and as Drew D says here, Ben Johnson's definitely a good coach. Drew, I could not agree more, man. When they hired him, before they made the announcement, I'm going, please screw this up. That would be, of all the coaches, that would have been the guy I would have hired. Right, because I like an offensive-minded coach as head coach, and he's obviously a hot commodity. He's kind of the darling of the league, if you will. And then the question becomes, okay, can Caleb be his quarterback, right? And early on, it's looking like Caleb is a much more improved quarterback this year than he was last year, although he's still got a ways to go. So I agree with you, Drew. I think Ben Johnson's one heck of a coach, man. Unfortunately,
when they hired Ben Johnson, I was looking at it because all the Bears fans were saying, "Oh, we're saved. Ben Johnson's going to come in and fix us," and all the Lions fans were saying, "Well, we're just going to stay the same. Like, who needs Ben Johnson?" And I was looking at it and saying, if Ben Johnson is that good to transform the Bears, the Lions aren't going to look the same. And I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought the Bears were going to stay bad and the Lions were going to stay good. But I think I was wrong about that. I think Ben Johnson has transformed the Bears a little bit, especially the offense. And the Lions are kind of taking some hits because of that. And now we're here looking at the Bears on top of the North and the Lions fighting for a playoff spot. So they kind of flipped, the roles that they had last year where the Bears were trying to fight for a playoff spot and the Lions were top of the NFC. And now it's the Bears. So, and I love it. I love Packers Bears being at the top. I think that's how it should be. Lions, came in the last few years, the little brother of the division. I don't think they belong up there. So Packers Bears, I love it. I love going into next week and week 16 saying this is for the division, Packers versus Bears. Love it.
I completely agree, man. Both teams playing outside where they should be, at least for the time being. I know Chicago's going to get soft and build that dome, but I love it, man. Packers Bears, it doesn't get any better. There's a 2nd and 5, Philly marching here. They're down to roughly the 24-yard line of Chicago. They're going to hand it off to Barkley, and there's nowhere to go. My goodness. Whew. So now it's going to be like a 3rd and 9 or a 3rd and 10 here, I believe. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he lost 4 or 5 on that.
That's a huge play right there. So let's see what happens. Big 3rd down. Now, this is where Philly, you know what they like to do here, Carson. They don't have to pick up the whole 10, right? They don't have to pick up the whole 9. Let's just get it close and do the tush push, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They got to get 6 or 7 of these yards, and then they're in tush push territory. They don't have to get the full 8.
Yeah. All right, they're going empty set here. 3rd and 8.
Oh, man, just missed him.
Yep. Oh, he had him wide.
Yeah, he sure did, man. He might have gone all the way on that one. If he catches that in stride, he had a lot of room to run.
Yeah, that was a perfect play call. Love that they emptied it out. Just barely behind him. He knows it, too. That's tough. Again, it's one of those things, man, where you try to throw out there in the wind. You never know what's happening. See how the throw looked there. Oh, yeah, it's just a bad pass, right? I mean, it looked like the wind made it wobble or anything.
That's just a miss right there. But take the points, make it, 4-point game. It is what it is, but that should have been a big play.
Philly lining up the kick. The wind is blowing from the kicker's perspective to the right. He plays the wind and punches it through. Great kick. So we got us a dandy brewing here, Carson. 7-3. The Bears are leading the Philadelphia Eagles with 13 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. This is going to get good. It's going to get good quick. So let's drop this down real quick. All right. So we've kind of looked at the playoff simulator. Let's go look at the stats real quick. And listen, if everybody would, we got a bunch of people in here watching. If y'all do me a big favor, smash that like button real quick. When you do that, we'll watch the view count absolutely skyrocket. So thank y'all so much for hanging out here with us and just talking ball. We're going to try to keep it chat centric, keep it going in that direction. Let's go back to the box score and see what the stats look like. See how everybody is shaking out. That's not the right one. That's Ed's chair. Here we go. Now we're good. All right. So again, the Bears have Caleb's not thrown another pass since then. So Jalen Hurts missed on that 3rd down there, a chance to convert on 3rd and 8. He's 2 of 5 for 40 yards. Saquon Barkley still averaging over 4 yards a carry, 5 carries for 21 yards. And then Devonta Smith has 1 grab for 30 yards. A.J. Brown, 1 grab for 10 yards. So they're spreading that thing around a little bit. But DeAndre Smith, really the story here, Carson, is the Chicago Bears running game, man. They're coming out pretty hot. We'll see what they do on this drive and if they're going to work play action off of it. But, I mean, they're good even carry there, too. That way their guys don't get too banged up, keep fresh legs on the field. It does truly feel like they got a number 1 running back in DeAndre Smith and a 1B there with Mananga.
Yeah, that is what it feels like. And the Bears have been moving the ball well against this Eagles defense. I think this Eagles defense is one of the best in the league, and the Bears are having no problem with it. So if they can go down and score here, it gets really interesting for the Eagles.
Yeah, it really does.
But the Eagles do get the ball at halftime, I believe. So You know, it's not over no matter what happens here on this drive.
Definitely got some other folks jumping in here. Appreciate y'all. Mark Cole, Griffo, if I'm saying that right, says "Go Pack Go" with the Matt LaFleur belt emoji there. Love to see it. Ken James in the house. This is our division with the cheese emoji, little flex at the end. You got that right, sir. Again, it's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be a blast to see how everything unfolds the rest of the year. Tim, I know Tim was having some connection issues. Tim, if you hear me, you just jump in anytime, buddy. No rush though, man. No worries. If you just want to sit in here and listen to us talk, I'm good with that too, man. Whatever you feel like doing it. And Carson, you stay as long as you want, man. If you've got stuff to do, just cut out. Nothing formal here, man. I appreciate you jumping in such short notice.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me in here. It's fun to talk some ball with everybody. So
now, have you started a YouTube channel? Is that right?
I have. I post from time to time, but I'm mostly just trying to grow that Instagram and the Twitter and the TikTok. I love doing the short form stuff and just having quick conversations with people. But I love the live streams that you guys do. So if I could ever get, some live streams going on my channel, I would love to do that type of stuff. But, I don't got the stuff for that right now. So
I got you. Yeah, completely understand. Throw your YouTube channel name in the chat so everybody can give you a sub there if you don't care.
All right.
And also what you got going on IG too, man. You guys need to follow it. You're probably already following his IG account. It's awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. You got that straightened out, right? That whole you ran into an issue. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love posting on Instagram. I've been doing it for since the 2020 season, I think. So for a while, but the 24 season was when it really kind of took off a little bit. I got to my 10K. And right now I'm pushing to 20K right now. So it's going pretty good. I love doing it. I mean, I do it every single day. Love digging into the film and stuff like that. So just trying to find ways to get people the content they want. So
absolutely. God, there goes Swift. Stiff arming half of the Philadelphia Eagles defense. My goodness. Huge gain there for DeAndre Swift. I don't even know how many yards that was, but boy, oh boy, what an explosive run. So they started at the 25 or at the 20. Let's count this off here. Little I formation, going to cut it back across. Look at the hat count, boys. Big stiff arm there. That man's got a family to think about. Lord have mercy. What a run. Yeah, that's nasty.
Swift is having him a good game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So DeAndre Swift, 7 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown already. Let us know in the chat if you got him on your fantasy team. He's on one right now. Looks like they got Manungai back in there. Watch them now. They're going to come out of the I formation again, offset I shift. Here's Manungai, and they're going to stop him. Cole looks like big Jordan Davis got his paws on him. That man is a massive human being. It's mind-blowing how big he is. Absolutely wild. So, all right, man. Let's see here. Caterpillar said, first time I saw Carson was the night before we made the Parsons trade. He went live with some real excitement about hearing rumblings that it might actually happen. First time it felt real. LOL. I love it, man. Absolutely awesome. And my wife asked me one day, she said, are you following this Caldwell Corner on IG? That's an awesome account. And I was like, yeah, that's Carson. What do you mean am I following that? What are you talking about? So she's a big fan of what you do. All right, here we go. Bears out of the gun, 2nd and 7. They blitz. He just dirts it. That's what I'm talking about with Caleb. Good decision right there. Recognize, play blown up. Let's let him play another down. Last year, he would have tried to juke somebody, got sacked, lost 8 yards. So it's definitely where he's making an improvement for sure.
Yeah, and you still see some of that stuff with him, but I definitely cleaned it up this year from last year. And if he can keep doing that. And I remember preseason, Dan Orlovsky went on the Get Up or whatever. And he was talking about how it was going to take forever for Caleb Williams to kind of get that coached out of him. And I agreed with him here on 3rd and 7. Nice play to Zacchaeus for a first down. But, yeah, and I think it's gone a lot quicker than I expected. And I think a lot of people expected of him to play some pretty good football.
Yeah. So there you go. Caleb picking up the first down, and they're looking good. That was the 3rd and 7 there too, right? So nice little 3rd down conversion. It just looks so easy right now, though. Every time he drops back to pass, somebody's open. It's really strange to see the Eagles this soft in coverage here too. I mean, I know they play a lot of shell and everything, but
yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, a little chicanery, a little end around.
Yeah, you got it there, first down. Nice play call.
Yeah. Right at it there. It was Luther Burden. They showed a little action to the right, gave it back on a end around back to the left, and Caleb. And Luther Burden. Close to the first down if he didn't get it. Great little play call there. Ben Johnson in his bag today.
I think Speaking of in their bag, Matt LaFleur yesterday was in his bag. I was watching this thing earlier today of something of the Giants when the Lions played the Giants in their red zone man coverage type of thing, and how Matt LaFleur kind of used that to his advantage and scored a lot of red zone passing touchdowns. That dude, he did some game planning last week for sure. So I loved what I saw from Matt LaFleur.
Oh yeah, it was a blast to watch, man. It really was.
I was sitting there. I was like, please don't lose and ruin my Thanksgiving. Like, guys, I just want the Packers win.
I told Mandy on the way down to a family gathering, I said, listen, you gotta hold me accountable. I am not going to be depressed if they lose this game because they've won the last 2 Thanksgivings, and we need to be happy about that. and the whole time I'm watching that game going, oh, if they lose, I'm going to be miserable the rest of the time. Caleb with the sneak, picking up the first down on 3rd and 1, man. Listen, this offense, they're kind of bullying the Eagles a little bit, man.
A little bit.
Wow.
I've just kind of been stat watching the Bears. I haven't really sat down and watched many of their games. So this is kind of a first couple for me watching this offense, and they're impressing me so far.
Yeah. Professor Cakes. Jordan Davis definitely shops at the big and tall store. No doubt about that. That dude is a man bear. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. They're all the way over to the 40-yard line. Just a long drive here. Caleb going to roll out to the right. Hits a wide open receiver. It's Burton. Nope, Odunze. They're going to pick up about 4 or 5, something like that. So just keeping the pocket moving a little bit there, keeping him on the run, letting Caleb stay out of harm's way, not let that pass rush hit home. And, this is another one of those long drives. How long is this drive so far? Let's go to the play-by-play. How many drives or plays are we into this? So we're in 8 plays, 42 yards with that last play going to Odunze. So it was only for 3 yards. I apologize. I thought it was a little bit more than that. So we got a 2nd and 7 here. All right, Caleb starts in the gun or the pistol, comes under center, going to motion left, end around. Look, you hear Burden going to pick up about 2 yards there. So we're looking at roughly a 3rd and 5. So
yeah, they love this guy, Luther Burden, trying to find ways to get him the ball.
Yeah, no doubt. So you'll see that one coming up here in just a second, about a 3-yard gain. So we're looking at a 3rd and 4 now for the Chicago Bears. 3rd and 4, 8:40 left in the second quarter. So we're quickly approaching the middle late. It's getting here. It's getting closer. Crowd trying to get loud here. Eagles fans that are in Chicago. Caleb going to drop back. There he goes with his magic. He's going to run for the 1st down. That's amazing. That's his superpower.
That really is.
That is his superpower, man. You got to tip your cap when Caleb can do that, man. For sure. All righty. Let's see what else we got going on here in the chat. I think Tim has been having technical difficulties. So those technical difficulties might actually be too many leftovers, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Playing too. All right, here we go. Bears under center. Going to hand it off. Swift again, running through arms. Oh, my goodness,
man. What a run.
What was that, 14 yards?
Something like that. He had as many yards as he had broken tackles on that play.
Unbelievable, man. He is just having a ball game. Before that run, I believe he's 8 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown. Actually, 77, so maybe that did count that one. But he is just on one, man. The running game is there. They're boot actioning off of that. You could tell that they haven't taken any deep shots, right? This is Ben Johnson just going, okay, let's take what they give us, take what they give us. We've seen Caleb can several times too, of course.
Yeah.
1st and 10, under center. Little play fake.
That was a disaster.
Yeah, the busted play there, right? Looked like Caleb was expecting a running back to be play fake in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Oh.
Man.
You're going to have those long
Swift used to be on Philly back, a couple of years ago, so maybe it's a little revenge game for him. Yeah, Caleb turning to his right, Swift going to the left, so miscommunication there or something, but
yeah. And again, 12 plays, 68 yards, 5 minutes and 59 seconds up to this point. I'm not sure if that included. Yeah, that did include the last play. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Caleb in the gun, sidecar right, back to pass. Looking, nothing there. Stays in the pocket. Oh, just barely came up short.
Yeah, need a little more on that, but Odunze was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, and you kind of expect, in my opinion, too, Odunze's got to work back to that ball a little bit. It's almost like he didn't want to come out of the end zone and just make the catch.
Absolutely.
Especially what a route. That was a nice little route, too. They looked up there.
Yeah, because, I mean, with that DB trailing him, if he comes out and catches that and turns around, he'll still get in the end zone.
Yeah.
He just got to work back. Come out. Whoa.
3rd and 10. Caleb back
to pass.
Yeah, ball batted in the air. Incomplete. So now what do you do here? Do you kick the field goal?
Go up. Absolutely. Go up a touchdown, make it 10-3. Sucks that they couldn't finish the drive. They, had a couple opportunities, had a busted play, had an underthrow, tipped ball, but yeah, take the points here, make it a touchdown game. And if I'm Philly, I'm happy with that because now you got 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go down and score, and you get the ball at half. So this is kind of the middle eight that you always talk about. They got a good chance to come out on top in that.
Yeah, they really do. So again, you go into halftime potentially with the lead. It's going to be just outside of the middle eight, right? Yeah. But I usually put a little star next to these drives. Like, okay, you're still carrying some of that momentum, although it's not the exact middle eight. What are they doing right now? They changing the spot, getting a new ball. Oh, it's a kicker ball, ain't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
A new rule or whatever. We got Hugh in the chat says, enjoying the watch party from WNC. I'm assuming that's Western North Carolina. It's a win-win for Packer fans in this matchup. Amen. Thank you so much for hopping in here. If everybody would do us a big favor, hit that like button really, really quick for us. It'll help boost the stream, boost the algorithm as the Chicago Bears hit the field goal. They're now up 10-3 with 6:44 left in the second quarter. Let's see if Philly can go out there and get a middle eight score here with a decent drive. So gonna be interesting here. Nice little drive though, man. What did they end up being? 15 plays, 68 yards. You chewed up 6 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. And on a day here too, Carson, where if you kind of put their back against the wall, if you go up by a couple scores and you make the Eagles start throwing the ball in that wind, that could get ugly for Philly quick.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of the recipe I had for the Lions game last game is get up 10 or 13 points and then make them throw the ball. This is kind of what the Bears are doing as well. So,
yeah. And Chester Markle in the chat says the Bears might rush for 300 yards. Let's see what they're up to right now. Actually, let's just go to team. Yeah,
the way that Monangai and Swift are running right now, they could get whatever they want.
Yeah, they're up to 131 yards rushing, while Philly only has 24. So the Bears, 19 carries already, 131 yards rushing, 6.9 yards a clip. And then, of course, you got the Eagles sitting at 4 yards per carry. You still don't abandon the running game if you're Philly right here, right? Just continue to tote the rock. You got time. Get down there. Come away with at least a field goal, in my opinion. But stick with the run. Don't get pass happy here. You start throwing in that wind, you're going to be in trouble, man. What if they tie, says Turt McGurk. I don't need that headache right now, Turt, okay? I don't need that headache.
Yeah,
and I don't think the playoff simulator will allow you to do a tie. Or will? Oh, they will. Look at this. Maybe I do have time for that headache. Let's check it out real quick.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles would have us beat head-to-head, so they'd still own that. But all three of us would be 8-3-1. And I think we would still be on top of the division because of our division record, because we're undefeated. They lost to Detroit.
Mm-hmm. See what happens here. If we go tie, we're in the wrong week. Here we go. If we go tie today between the Eagles and the Bears, you're right. Yeah. We jump up to first place in the division regardless. So here you go. Really impressed with Chicago, though, man. They got a lot of pressure on them in this game, and they're just coming out playing fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
I like what Turt's saying here, too. 17-10 Philly before you know it. Never know.
I mean, easily it could be if they go down and score here. Let's say, 5.5-minute drive. They go down and score a touchdown. You're leaving Chicago with a minute. Take that into halftime, and then Philly gets the ball coming out of half with a chance to go take the lead 17-10. I mean, it's right there for them to go get. So game definitely not out of reach for Philly.
Yeah. And here we go. Philly on the return. And decent little return there. Not too bad. I think they got back to the 30, maybe something like that, I believe. Let's see if Philly could put a scoring drive together here again, man. See if they can go out there and and make something happen. Just a little bit closer game. We'll go back to the box score and keep up with everything in real time here. Give you a little play-by-play. So, obviously, showing Kirk Herbstreit in the booth with Al. I like Al Michaels. I don't know about you, Carl.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
People drag him online. I don't know. It's like they got to pick an announcer every year to make fun of. But
I mean, I think people think he's just kind of, not too exciting. Like he doesn't get loud for everybody, but he's a great, just good announcer. Like we don't have too much of that. I'm not a big Tom Brady guy. I thought Drew Brees did a good job when he was in the booth, but yeah, I can't stand the crew that we had yesterday. I really can't.
Yeah, I agree. Coach Lynn says, so glad we drafted Love and not Hurts, even though he has a Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Love's the better quarterback. I do like Hurts a lot, though. I think he's got that it factor that when the game's on the line, sometimes he can just kind of take over. I love his physicality and all that. But the reality is that's going to wear down as he gets older, right? So he's going to eventually have to turn into a pocket passing quarterback, and I don't know if he's built for that. So I'm with you, Coach. I'm glad we got Love over her. How do you feel about that? If you could redraft today, Carson, would you still take Love over Hurts?
Yeah, I would. I think Jordan Love, just as far as talent and just the type of play style that he has, I definitely would take Jordan Love over Jalen Hurts. But what I will say is Jalen Hurts is a proven leader. He's got a good grip on the locker room and the guys that are in that locker room. And I think Jordan Love kind of lacks that a little bit. I think he is a leader, and I'm not saying that, but I do think that just kind of vocally, he's not always that guy, the rah-rah guy that Jalen Hurts is. And I think that's a big advantage to this Eagles team. They need a guy like that, especially with all the drama and everything. So it's great to have a guy like Jalen Hurts. But as far as just quarterback on the field, play-by-play, I'm always taking Jordan Love over Jalen Hurts. So
yeah, I would agree.
But even this year, I mean, Jordan Love has shown that fire where he'll do a play and he'll be yelling and screaming. He'll be pushing guys around. So I'm loving to see that side of Jordan Love kind of come out.
Yeah, definitely. Chris the Casual In says, Clayton, that Dahman was a great add to Chicago. It was, man. I don't know how you felt about Dahman this past free agency, Carson, but we were like, man, that would be the guy that we would pick up. It fills that void. Now, obviously, when they start talking about, hey, let's put Elton in the center, I was on board with that too. Like, okay, they got a plan. I'm okay with that. But man, Dahman he's been great for Chicago so far.
Yeah, and Chicago, I mean, all their fans were saying offensive line was the biggest thing that they needed, and so great pickup for them. And yeah, I mean, Elton at center was good, but I don't know. I was actually a kind of big Josh Myers fan. I wish we would have kept him around.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah, and kept Elton Jenkins at guard. I think now you look at it, and it's obviously we can't help that Elton got hurt, but even before Elton got hurt, it was Ryan and Morgan and Belton kind of rotating in. And if we kept Josh Myers, even if he's not, great, even if he is like mediocre, you have that guy at center that is going to be that guy, and then have Elton at guard, I think would have been better. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I was one of those that was like, all right, I'm done with the Josh Myers situation until I heard that, he signed with the Jets for 1 year, less than $2 million. I went, well, heck, I would like to have him back for that. Because like you said, to your point, man, if you could have,
it was kind of the same. It was kind of the same situation with John Runyon, where like I wanted to bring back John Runyon, but then he signed with the Giants for like $1 billion, and I was like, maybe not for that much. But yeah, it was kind of the opposite for Josh Myers. I remember texting my dad when it happened. I'm just like, we couldn't do that for Josh Myers. So yeah, it is what it is. But
I kind of expected the same thing. Like I expected someone else to look at his measurables and go, okay, yeah, let's give him a decent contract. And when that didn't happen, that's when I was like, well, heck, bring him back. But there may have been a little bit of love lost there too,
Yeah,
with him. Yeah. So, but yeah, I agree, Chris. I think that was a big pick up there. Back to the Al Michaels talk as we're in commercial break. The Bears are leading 10-3. Caterpillar says, I love him. Just a classic voice. One of the guys that just make it feel like football. I completely agree. And I know there's some people some people that disagree. Soder says Al has too much action on the games. I'm not going to put that out there. Allegedly, we got to say allegedly. Hugh says Al Michaels often just clueless about what is actually happening. He did what? I wouldn't say he's clueless. I think I would have to agree to disagree there.
Me as well.
Turt McGirt here. I like Brady when he gets into the strategy and game management. That's where if if they would stop coaching him and just say, "Hey, Brady, just talk ball. You don't have to sound professional. You don't have to try to sound like an announcer. Just talk ball." Because you get him in these private settings, you see these one-on-one interviews, and he crushes it. He gets out there during the game, and he's dropping wordy dirds. The other day, boy, he got viral for the wrong reason. My goodness.
Yeah. I agree with that, though, because, I mean, even yesterday when he was, broadcasting our game and he, would go on the replay and say, look at this switch release. They did this because the defense was doing that. Like, I love that type of stuff that he has. But as far as announcing, he does not do it for me.
Yeah. Quickly approaching the middle 8. First down run. The Bears are stuffed by, I believe that was Jordan Davis. So, yeah, this is going to be something that if I'm the Eagles, I'm adjusting my game plan here, and I'm going to make Caleb beat me in the air. I'm going to load the box and stop this freaking running game.
You have to. At this point, you have to, because they're running all over you. You got to do something. You can't allow them to average 6.5 yards a carry the whole game. Yeah.
Doug in the chat says, to me, Al Michaels' call of the Olympic hockey win over Russia was an incredible moment in live broadcast history. Amen to that. Obviously, I didn't watch it live, but looking back on it, still voted that way. Look at that. Caleb drops back the pass and hits Loveland for a first down. Yeah, that's a nice throw and catch. Loveland seems to be improving as the weeks go along here.
Yeah, I was shocked when they took him over Tyler Warren. And at the beginning of the season, it was like, they were stupid for doing that. Tyler Warren was going off with the Colts and Loveland was doing nothing. But last couple of weeks, Loveland has kind of come into his own here, and he's become a pretty good tight end for them.
Yeah. Carson, we got breaking news here. Is this real? Did we just get some breaking news? I don't know. Caleb back to pass. Let's talk about this first. Throwing up top. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that should have been offensive pass interference. Kind of looked like they're on Loveland, but they didn't call it. But we got breaking news. You guys probably already know, but Joe Pack Joe, our correspondent over in North Carolina, says breaking news: Packers signed franchise kick record Haversick back to the practice squad. That's good news, right? Get him back.
Yeah, he was at the game yesterday. I saw he put it on his Instagram story that he was over there supporting the Packers. So I'm happy to bring him back.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I was talking to Mandy about that last night. She said, that's so sad. I said, I think it's great. You want to go to the ball game with the boys. I love it.
Yep.
She was hoping they would keep him.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Caleb, 2nd and 10, 3:40 left. We're in the middle 8, guys. He airmails a pad. That's what I'm talking about right there, Carson. Make him throw the football and make him throw it outside the numbers. You know what I mean? Like get in a situation where you're loading the box, drop those guys 3 or 4, wide in that mid-level and make him work outside the numbers. I think he would struggle in that regard.
Yeah, I agree. And now you got a 3rd and long here trying to convert.
Call it for us here. Take over there. Let us know what's going on.
All right, I got you. So Caleb Williams in the shotgun here, empty backfield. He drops back to throw, and he escapes the sack, but not for too long. He gets taken down. 4th down. The Bears are going to have to punt this one away. Jalen Carter gets back there.
Yeah, there you go. Number 3 came in, shook him up a little bit. Nice job, like you said, evading that sack, but Jalen Carter bringing him down. So that's huge right there, right? And that was been the problem with Caleb in the past is you take those sacks and you lose yards when you're in field goal position. But obviously in this situation, they're going to have to punt regardless. But nice little combo rush there. Yeah. So Caleb now 9 of 20 for 70 yards again. Make him throw the football. That seemed to work that time. Load the box a little bit. So now let's see if Philly can go down and score. It's the punts away.
Oh. That one almost got away from him after he touched it.
That's so dangerous. So dangerous. Pretty decent field position though, right?
Yeah, I think they're pretty close to the 50. I didn't really see it, but.
All right, so the middle 8 is upon us, gang. This right here, this could be a huge factor in who wins this game as there's 3:37 left in the second quarter. And again, Joe Pack Joe, thank you for that breaking news there, sir. Appreciate you. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Anything else? Let's just jump in mid-conversation here. H.E. Solder says, you would hope the Packers linebackers are athletic enough to keep Caleb in check on the scramble. Last year, you'll remember I remember him outrunning Edgerrin Cooper to the edge on one particular play. It was a bad angle, don't get me wrong, but I'm with you, Solder. I think we've got the athleticism to stop that, but this is a nice little test run for us to go, okay, it's obvious the way you want to play the Bears is contain Caleb from his rushing ability. He's not a good passer, at least up to this point in his career. And, he's got his completion percentage is in the 50s, right? If I remember correctly, like mid 50s
Yeah.
or something. So mid to low 50s. So keep him in the pocket. And in the meantime, cage rush with extra emphasis on stopping the run. That should be your approach to Chicago next week, based off what we're seeing here and what's happened up to this point. Because you see, DeAndre Swift, 8 carries, 77 yards and a touchdown. Manangai, 8 carries, 41 yards. Caleb Williams has 3 rushes for 10 yards with that long 5. So as a team, man, 20 carries, 131 yards rushing. Goodness gracious. That's definitely the recipe for stopping the Bears at the moment. Just shut down their run.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Drew D in the chat says if the Eagles go down and score a touchdown, then the Bears are going to get nervous. Very, very, very true. And you know what it kind of feels like, Drew? This feels like how the games have gone vice versa, if I remember correctly. In the past, it's like the other team's leading and Chicago comes back and wins these ball games. Now Chicago's leading. Let's see if the Eagles can kind of flip the script on them and go back and put a little comeback victory together here. This middle eight's going to be huge, though. You got to come away with at least 3 points here, at least. That would be great.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Jalen Hurts off to a slow start, 3 of 7 for 45 yards with that win. Saquon Barkley, they've kept him pretty well in check for a really bad run defense here with Chicago, man. Only 6 carries for 23 yards. They're showing the playoff picture here on the telecast. Teams in the hunt, the Lions and the Cowboys right there in the mix. Playoff probabilities right now. With the win, the Bears jumped to 77%. With the loss, they dropped to 54%. If the Eagles win, 99% chance they make the playoffs. With the loss, they're still at 95%. So there's definitely more to gain here for the Bears than the Eagles in this particular matchup. We got Jalen Hurts under center, starting at roughly the 35-yard line. Back to pass, play action, throw it underneath. A.J. Brown gets nothing, and he's still inbound, so the clock is running. I think you let it go to the 2-minute warning here, Carson. That way you get that out of the way, and then you can go hurry up if you hit on the next play if you're able to gash them. I think a lot of coaches kind of screw this 2-minute drill right before halftime up. You don't want to give them enough time to go back down and score and take the middle eight from you, but at the same time you want to try to put yourself in a position to score here too. So let's see if they run it 2-minute warning.
Yeah, they said on that playoff probability with a loss here, they dropped to 54%, and then using the New York Times little playoff machine thing. If they lose next week at Green Bay as well as lose to the Eagles here today, they drop to a 42% chance to make the playoffs. So big couple games for them.
Yeah, that's huge right there. Huge. All right, so they did let it run down to the 2-minute warning. How we feeling, chat? We still feel good about the Eagles winning this? Do you think the Bears are going to stay in the driver's seat here? There's definitely going to be some second half adjustments taking place, no doubt about it. How do we feel about this game? If y'all would, hit that like button for us. If you're new here, feel free to hit subscribe. If you're a Packer fan, hit subscribe. If you're a Bears fan or a Eagles fan, you'll probably be wasting your time. So we appreciate you hanging out, though, for sure. Hit like, hit subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. J. Cole said the Eagles' interior O-line has not been good. I agree. Not getting much push up front. Got to straighten that out as we get a little later in this game for sure. Joe Pack Joe says, let the Eagles win. Philly is 3-0 against Hurts, but we've beat us more than they've beat. I think we beat them more than they beat us, is what he says here. Drew D says, what are the Lions' chances to make the playoffs? That's a great question. How's it sit right now? Because it's starting to dwindle down a little bit, right? Do you still have that New York Times?
Yeah, I'm about to pull that up right now. So right now they are projected to finish outside of the playoffs, according to the New York Times. Packers are projected to finish 11-5-1 at the 3 seed, and the Lions are projected to be 8th. So right now they have a 39% chance to make the playoffs, and if Dallas beats them next week, they are down to an 18% chance.
Wow.
So that's pretty shocking for me. If they beat Dallas next week, they're above a coin flip at a 55. And then let's see, actually, if the Bears lose to Philly today and the Packers beat the Bears next week and the Lions beat the Cowboys, the Lions will be at a 61% chance. So still a lot to play for, but they got to start winning games or else their chances are running out quick. Right now, today, they are below a 50% chance.
Yeah. It's wild. Let's look at some of the PTA rankings here, kind of give you guys an idea of how we see this shaking out, or not necessarily shaking out, but how it ranks right now. You guys know I've showed you the formula here before with our little ranking system. We take win percentage, scoring offense, scoring defense, and then total offense, total defense in terms of per play basis plus the turnover margin. So according to these rankings here, in this order, these are the best teams in the league. The Rams, the Colts, the Lions, wild to think about, right? When you take everything into consideration. I mean, they had the 7th best winning percentage. They were 3rd in scoring offense, 12th in scoring defense, 3rd in total offense, 7th in total defense, and their turnover margin is set at 7, or they're ranked 7th in turnover margin. And the fact that the Packers beat them, I know it was a 7-point game, but it was not as close as that 7-point score suggested yesterday. It felt like Packers were in the driver's seat all day. Then the Seahawks in the number 4 spot, the Packers in the number 5 spot. That's the top 5 teams according to our rankings right now. This was before this week, obviously. Is Hurts off the mark again to A.J. Brown. Man, Hurts does not look good, Carson. He doesn't look good today, man.
I actually think I'm more scared. This might be kind of crazy to say, but I'm more scared of Seattle in the NFC than I am the Rams, in my opinion. I just think that last number right there, the turnovers at 28th, I think that's bound to go up a little bit.
Yes.
And I mean, they played against the Rams like 2 weeks ago. They lost by 2 points, had a chance to win it with a field goal, and that was on the road. I think if you get in Seattle, which I know if they play in the playoffs, probably won't end up that way, but I think Sam Darnold's playing at an elite level. I think they got really good pieces on defense. And I think with the Rams, we kind of see this every single year where the Rams are really, really good at one point, and then they kind of start to dwindle off a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if we start to see that. And I think Stafford, with the way that Stafford's playing at an elite level, obviously, but I think his numbers are a little bit boosted with all of like the inside the 5 touchdowns that they're just kind of throwing up to Devontae. So I think obviously Stafford is elite and all that, but I think you're looking at Seattle being a little bit more scary than the Rams are, in my opinion. But yeah, right now there's no doubt Rams are the best team in football currently. But as far as the future goes, I think Seattle might be the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, and when you look at that, I'm glad you pointed that out with the turnover margin, bringing them down a touch there. To me, that says they've gotten some really good coaching this year. The fact that they're able to overcome that and still be 4th in winning percentage for sure. Eagles just got flagged for offensive pass interference from A.J. Brown. That was a huge play right there. So they're going to come up short. Look like they're going to try to punt this thing away. Why did you get out of bounds, sir? That's bad football right there. You know, if you're going to decide to check it down, you know, stay in bounds, make them use a timeout there, because now the Bears have a chance to go down and potentially capitalize on the middle 8. So
I'm going to 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes with 3 timeouts is a long time to go down and get some points.
It really is, man. I'm going to try to keep up with this middle 8 and the turnover differential. And what we'll do at halftime, guys, we'll take a quick break. The stream will stay up. I'm going to step away and grab something to drink, and then we'll be back. The punt goes out of bounds at roughly the 23-yard line. We'll stay live here until we'll stay live the entire time, but we'll stay here with you until they go to halftime as Caleb Williams comes back on the field. When you look at those rankings, though, I really like how that's kind of looking. I love the color code that Emilio put together for us here too. It just really makes that type of stuff pop of what teams are struggling with. Like, and again, this was coming into this week, so this doesn't include yesterday's game. We'll get you guys those updates immediately following the Monday Night Football game this week. But the Packers are currently sitting in the number 5 spot on our board, on our rankings, I should say. 5th in winning percentage, 12th in scoring, which that'll probably go up this week with the amount of points they put up on the Lions. Defensive scoring was 4th this week. That'll probably drop a little bit, I would imagine. Yards per play, the Packers are 12th. That should go up. And then defensive yards per play is 2nd. That'll probably drop just a touch, I would imagine, depending on what the other teams do. And again, turnover margin, you're top 10. So you're good there. You're right about where you want to be for sure.
Yeah.
Here we go. Caleb going to hand it off, kind of play it safe here, see if they can pick up a chunk or two. They're going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on that run. Yeah, it looks like 3 to 4 yards, I should say. So now they'll let the clock run, and if they can gash Philly on this next play, then they may go to their 2-minute, I would imagine. They've got all 3 timeouts, so let's see what Ben Johnson does here. Sometimes these games are won and lost right here, Carson, with the way you handle these crucial situations. Yeah. You could be too aggressive, have 3 straight incompletions, give the ball back to the other team. Next thing you know, you lose the middle 8. So,
man, Swift is running hard. He's a good back.
Yeah, he is. Nice cutback. Now, right here, you pick up that first down. I'm probably calling a timeout here.
Yeah, I agree.
See if they do it. What you'll prove us wrong right here.
Looks like they're letting it run.
They are, yeah. So maybe the Bears are happy with what they got going on here. I don't know. I would have called a timeout there and then try to. Oh, they are going hurry up a little bit though, right? So maybe they will try to just hold on to that third time now. Caleb back to pass. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh, what a missed opportunity!
Almost intercepted.
You got to be careful being aggressive in the middle eight, right? You turn that ball over, you could lose the turnover differential and the middle eight on the same play. Boy, that's dangerous. Is that Carter again getting that ball up? It is. Actually, It's hit him in the forehead, didn't it? Caleb has more of those throws than anybody in the league where he just hits a defender right in the face mask at the line of scrimmage. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Caleb back to pass. So they are going to try to score. Screen pass to Swift.
Here we go.
Oh,
it's
my
a good
goodness.
play. Call timeout.
Unbelievable, yeah. So now they've got roughly, looks like there's going to be about 24 seconds left. They're almost to midfield. They got 2 timeouts left. So, yeah, they're putting themselves in a position here. I don't like that they ran that much time off, you know. Like, if you're going to go, let's treat it like a real 2-minute warrant or a 2-minute drill. Jalen Hurts looks depressed on the bench right now. He just looks like I cannot get anything going.
Their offense has been horrible the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Joe Pack Joe is so true, man. He says Bears going to win with Caleb having a 20% completion percentage at this point because Hurts missing throws. That pretty much, that's your first half summary, and that is very accurate, Joe. Very accurate. Let's see where Chicago's at on our list here as we go down before this next play. So you can kind of see where we've got Chicago at. They're in the 13 spot in terms of ranking, 4th in winning percentage, and that tells you how good of a job Ben Johnson has done. Defensive scoring 29th, defensive yards per play 30th, but first in turnover margin. Caleb back to pass, and it's incomplete. It hit the ground. I thought it was going to be intercepted there. Oh, man, that's tough. So he
Eagles have had a couple good opportunities to get this ball back, but
yeah, gotta capitalize on those situations for sure, man. Got to. All right, so we'll go back to the box score, give you guys a statistical update as we approach halftime here. As the Bears have the ball, they're trying to score right before halftime, and they're leading the Eagles 10-3. Caleb back to pass, 2nd and 10, going to roll right, looking right. Oh, we got a flag, and it's incomplete anyway. So, yeah, man, now you're down to 11 seconds, and that's why you probably should have been a little more.
That's on the offense, too, the flag.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a legit shot to get some points here, and now your back's kind of against the wall getting some points. And again, it comes down to them letting that 40 seconds run off or whatever it was. Yeah, that was definitely a hold. He knew it. When you see an offensive lineman throw his hands up, you know he's guilty.
I'm still continuing to try and take some shots to try and get in field goal range, though, because you're sitting at the 33 right now with 11 seconds left. Even if you do turn the ball over, throw an interception, Eagles don't have enough time to kind of get down there and get some points. So try and get in field goal range, call a timeout. If I'm Chicago, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, little screen pass underneath. Now it's 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They're going to let it run off. It is halftime. So quick little first half recap, guys. The Bears are leading 10-3. Yep, I have my volume on 7, Carson. I can hear the crowd booing. That's unbelievable. Philly is not. Philly fans are not happy, and rightfully so. Jalen Hurts, 5 of 10 for 57 yards. Caleb Williams, 11 of 24 for 90 yards. What a stinker through the air. But like you said, the running game here, Chicago, 22 carries for 142 yards, and Philly only 7 carries for 26 yards. How you feel about the first half before we take a quick break, man?
I think if the Bears wanted to win this game, this would be the type of game that they would have to play in order to win. They're running the ball really well. Obviously, you want to see a little bit more from Caleb, but they're not giving the Eagles anything. They're stopping the run. They're stopping Jalen Hurts from passing. I mean, Jalen Hurts has missed on a few throws, but I mean, overall, I'd be happy if I was a Bears fan. Going in up 7. Obviously, the Eagles get the ball at half, so there's still a lot of football left to be played, but I love that half if I'm a Bears fan. On the road, in the weather conditions, going up 7 at halftime. I love it. So.
Completely agree, man. It's a lot of fun. Listen, man, you come back.
I
You come
do
back-
think I am going to head out of here at halftime. I appreciate you letting me in here, but I do have to go. So,
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for swinging by, buddy. We appreciate you.
hey,
man.
no problem. Go Pack, go.
Yes, sir. Y'all make sure you go give him a follow on IG. Look for the Caldwell Corner, and make sure you follow him on Twitter as well. Appreciate you, Carson.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Stream's going to stay up. I'm going to run downstairs real quick, grab a drink, and we'll be back for the second half. Appreciate everybody hanging out here. Hit that like button for us. And if anybody jumps in the chat going, hey, why ain't nobody talking? Let them know we'll be right back. All right, we'll see y'all in a second.
All right, we are back. And there's still people in here hanging out. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, getting ready for the second half. It's going to be way less professional, I should say, than the first half. We're going to be eating. So it is what it is, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you're new in here, you just jumped in, make sure you hit that like button for us. How we feeling about this second half, boys and girls? How we feeling? Tim tried to jump in earlier. He was having some connection issues, so maybe he'll be back here. Biz 1987 in the chat says, "Why does every team forget how to play football when they face a bear?" Isn't it funny? And it's funny too. Oh, it switched again. Thank you so much for that. See if we can fix it. You are right, sir. You are right.
Bang. How about now? How's that audio now? We should be good. Thank you, Bates. And thank you, anyone else who said that. All right. Biz says, "Why does every team forget how to play football when they face the Bears?" Thank you, Bates. Yeah. It's funny too, because if you watch the Bears on social media, they say the same thing about us, which is hilarious, right? Like they'll see a team throw an interception against the Packers, or they'll have a penalty or whatever, and they'll say the same exact thing. It's just how it goes, right? When you're rooting against another team, seems like the things that go right for that team, the team you're rooting against, are just magnified by 1,000. At least that's been my experience, but I understand what you're saying. All right. Kevin Rogers in the chat says, "Need the Eagles to win just to pull the Bears out of first place." Yeah, and we kind of talked about it, Kevin. As Carson pointed out, if the Bears win this game too, it's kind of like a win-win for the Packers, to be honest with you. If the Bears win this game and we go out and beat the Bears next week, then we got a chance to surpass the Eagles, obviously, in the playoff hunt as well. So now you can kind of pass two teams. However, if the Eagles win this game and then you beat the Bears next week, yeah, you're in the lead for the division, but also it puts the Eagles in a little bit better position, obviously. So it's interesting, man. This time of year, there's so many different scenarios. It makes things a lot more fun to watch football. Again, I apologize for eating, guys. Hopefully you guys are snacking around too watching this ball game. Here we go. Eagles ball. Out of the gun set. Got a little orbit motion there from AJ. They're going to continue to throw the football and throws it right by the ear hole of Saquon. I don't understand what they're doing. Get the running game going, boys. Jeez, Pete. Jalen Hurts is 5 of 11. Like, what are we doing? As Kevin says in the chat, playoff push for so many teams this year. That's exciting. Amen, man. Love it when it's a tight race like this. Out of the gun, they're going to hand it off on second down. Nothing going on there on that second down run. Man, the Bears are – I'm going to say something here. Are the Bears' defense turning the corner? Are we seeing this in real time? The Bears' defense is going to play better down the stretch here as the weather turns. Kind of scary if they do. They got a legit right around a top 10 offense. So they could get hot. All right, out of the gun. Eagles back to pass, firing a corner blitz. It hits home and barely gets the ball out. And there you go. Eagles are going to have to punt again, and the boos rain in again. Boy, Eagles fans are not happy right now. And they are an interesting bunch of people, man. They're going around the stadium showing all the different fans. Boy, that's a wild-looking bunch. Kevin in the chat says, "I think the Packers defense broke the Eagles offense." You know, it's a good point. They have kind of struggled since then, right? All right, punt. Fielded inside the 20, bring out to about the 23 or the 24-yard line. So the Bears will start there up 10-3. You're still in the middle eight. Obviously, it's 0-0 in the middle eight at this point. Neither team could capitalize in the last 4 minutes of the first half. The turnover differential is still set at 0-0. So This is going to come down to the wire, I believe, man. All right, Caterpillar. I do know this is the first game for the Bears with Kyle Gordon and Jalen Johnson back. It's a great point, right? So the defense should get better with those guys returning. That's a great point. Chris the Casual Win, don't the Bears have the least NFL or lead the NFL in takeaways? They definitely lead in turnover margin. I don't know if they lead in takeaways. They may, though. That makes sense. Look at this end around right here. DJ Moore picking up he's right at the first down marker. Is he? Thought he was hurt there for a minute. He's good, though. He's all right. So nice little run there on the end around. They had DJ Moore kind of in a nasty split, bring him around, ended up the end around, lost contain right off the back. I'll tell you, man, Ben Johnson has this Eagles defense. They don't know what to do. If they had a decent quarterback, like Caleb Williams is 11 to 24, if they had a quarterback that could throw the football, they're probably beating the Eagles by 2 or 3 scores here, Easy. To answer your question there, Chris, I'll look at the takeaways real quick. If you're asking in terms of takeaways on defense, Caleb hits Colston Loveland in the knee. He throws it before he even turns around. So the completion percentage continues to go down here. All right, in terms of turnovers, Chris, takeaways per game, Chicago leads the league at 2.2 takeaways per game. So those numbers would suggest Philly may give the ball away here soon, and maybe they'll get a little bit aggressive and try to do too much. All right, here we go. Bears with the ball. Ace formation. Caleb going to hand it off. Swift just continues to run the rock. Another 4 or 5 yards there on that carry. They're looking at 3rd down and manageable. So, again, man, just key in on the run. If you're the Eagles defense, take the run away and make Caleb beat you through the air outside the numbers. It's wild, ain't it? Older Than Dirt says the Eagles have lost their crowd when they're only down by 7. That's Philly, man. That is Philly. I'm sure Bates can attest to that. All right, 3rd and 5. Caleb out of the gun, back to pass. Looks right, pumps, looks left, across the middle, overshoots his receiver. Look, this is me acting surprised. Caleb misses a receiver. Had him open too. So Caleb is now 11. I don't think that includes that one, though. 11 of 26 for 90 yards passing. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable that they're winning this ball game and he's been that bad. Caterpillar, the Philly fans are about to have a mutiny. It's so true, man. So true. Coach Lynn, looking rough out there for the team and the fans. I mean, I'm not a booing fan. I think that's the stupidest thing you can do, to be honest with you. Like, how does that help your team booing them? Do you think they don't know that they're doing bad? Right. So now you get, I could see me getting to the point like, man, screw those fans if they start booing me. Like, all right, cool. You want to be like that? Awesome. I don't care about you either. Like, I don't think anything positive comes out of the booing. With that being said, with this offensive performance, I can understand them booing. This is a bad defense, guys. I mean, this is a bad defense. We talked about it earlier. Scoring defense. Matter of fact, we'll put it back on the screen here real quick for you. Our power rankings, PTA power rankings. This is how bad that defense is. They had to punt it away again, by the way. Looks like they get it out of bounds there. So Eagles are going to get it roughly the 22-yard line, looks like. This is how bad this Bears defense is. All right, let's take a quick gander here. So let's sort by defensive scoring, okay? So points per play allowed, right? Rams 1, Broncos 2, Texans 3, Green Bay is 4th, and the Indianapolis Colts are 5th. In scoring defense. Chicago, they're 30th in points per play allowed. And then overall defense here, they are ranked 30th. They're actually tied for 29th. I apologize. Or they're 29th in defensive scoring, points per play allowed. And then yards per play allowed, they're 30th. Like, this is a bad defense. Maybe we did break the Eagles' offense. Maybe we did. Just wild. Absolutely wild, man. Pop this over to the other screen. We'll have it to come back to. All right, back to the box score. If you guys are just tuning in, thank you so much for hopping in here, man. We're just having a laid back. It's just chill. We're just watching the ball game together, eating some good leftovers. Hopefully everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving. If you would, hit that like button for us on the way in. Grab you a cold one and talk some ball, man. Jalen Hurts, 5 of 12 for 57 yards. What surprises me the most is how effective the Chicago Bears run defense has been. And I know Philly's kind of been struggling to run here lately, it seems like, unless I'm misremembering. Let's go to rushing offense. Yards per rush attempt. Philadelphia is ranked, so 25th in rushing. So that explains why they're able to shut them down, I guess. It's just so weird. You had arguably, I believe you guys remember correctly, they had one of the best running, if not the best rushing offenses in the league last year. Philly did. They come out this year and they just forgot how to run block, I guess. So, all right, let's see here. Doug in the chat. Funny, Clayton. Prior to that upset of Washington, Badger fans were booing in Camp Randall. Former coach and AD Barry Alvarez on the weekly show said, "Go boo in a bar." I remember that. Heard Wildy and Tausch play that clip. That is hilarious. You want to boo? Go boo in a bar. As only Coach Alvarez could say, right? And now all of a sudden everybody's happy, though, right? Winning solves everything. Maybe not happy. Happier, right? Probably a better way of putting it. It sucks to see Wisconsin down like that, too, because they're one of those college programs that I don't root against Wisconsin, and I'm not a Wisconsin fan, but from a distance, I always think of the Wisconsin Badgers as one of the upper echelon college programs. And it's really weird to kind of see them in a rut this bad, like they have been here lately. All right, here we go. Out of the pistol set. There you go. 1st and 10, handed off. Not much going on, though. What has happened to their running game? This is wild. All right. Looking at a 2nd and 10 here. Hugh in the chat. These two teams have the fewest turnovers this season, followed by the Chiefs, then the Packers. There you go. The problem with the Packers and that turnover margin ranking 9th in the league is we haven't been able to take the ball away quite like we did. Nowhere near what we did last year, right? So let's appreciate the stats there, Hugh. Thank you so much. Kevin Rogers says, not going to lie, our defense matches up great against the Bears. It really does. And again, you got to go out there and play it. And they're going to look to exploit matchups. There's going to be things on tape they like. Is that a hold? They didn't throw it. Hurts going to launch it downfield. Intercepted by Byard. Wow. So there's your turnover, boys. As it sits right now, Chicago leads the turnover battle 1-0. That is huge for this game. We'll see if it ends up being the deciding factor. But Hurts, is this a hot take, guys? Let me know in the chat. Is this a hot take? Is Hurts playing worse than Caleb right now? Because it kind of feels like it to me. Unbelievable. This pretty much says it all right here. Bullshed says, Eagles playing like doo-doo. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Caterpillar says, I can't wait to see Micah Parsons just completely lay out Caleb Williams. That could be the X factor. Caleb is not going to be able to get away from Micah the way he does some of these other pass rushers. And specifically Green Bay's pass rushers in the past, right? Like you've seen it last year. He was able to evade those rushes. So, again, stop the run of the Bears and force Caleb to beat you with his arm. That's the goal here. And, I know Bears fans get upset when you talk bad about Caleb, but I kind of look at it like it's a plus that he's their quarterback because they don't realize, Bears fans don't realize, if you had a top 10 quarterback, you don't have to have the best, but a top 10, like a Jared Goff, imagine how much better this team would be with that running game the way it's performing right now. Caleb evading the sack again. I don't know why they do this. I say it every week. You should, if another defender this year misses Caleb to the inside, their ass should be put on the bench. Every bit of the tape shows him setting them up and making them miss inside. Jab step inside, they miss inside, and then he scrambles out. Hell or high water, you should try to tackle Caleb's outside half. And I know it's easier said than done. It's still going to make people miss, but force him back inside. The fact that defenders keep missing like this is just mind-boggling. 3rd and 3. Back to pass. Incomplete. Again, you've seen they allowed Caleb to get outside and get that pass off. Imagine if that defender had aimed for the outside half and forced Caleb to his left. he's pushed right back into a sack. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. Are y'all seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Like, watch this replay here. Hopefully we're synced up. Free rush, go to the outside shoulder. Why are you giving him that ability to go outside? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, Biz 1987. We think our fan base is bad. Eagles fans might riot. Hell, they riot when they win the thing, right? All right, punt away. Philly going to field it inside the 10-yard line. So Philly is man, they got a ways to go here. Only down by 7. So, hey, listen, you turn the ball over. They weren't able to create points on it. So that's a good thing for Philly, right? Joe Pack Joe says, this isn't a shock. Go look at Barkley's stats. He's right on schedule from alternating a career best to a career low. That's a good point. Been kind of up and down. Boy, he was on fire last year, right? But throughout his career, 1 year he'd be up, next year he'd be down. The thing I've noticed since he left New York and went to Philly, though, is it just me or does he stay healthier, though? Right? Like he seemed like he was hurt about every other year in New York. And I think it had a lot to do with that concrete they play on up there, which was a big focal point. That's how Josh Jacobs got hurt, right? So Coach Lynn says, has Jonathan Ford been getting reps? That's a great question. Is he on the practice squad or is he on the active roster? That might be one the Packers might be interested in bringing back. But then again, I think Nas Stackhouse, I think we've got enough one techs, though. You know what I mean, Coach? Enough noses. Kind of feel like if you're going to go out and get a defensive lineman, if that's what you're thinking because of Devontae White, probably want to go for more of a pass rusher. Not that there's a bunch of them sitting around out there, but Doug in the chat said, I'm happy. I like you're talking about Luke Fickell, the head coach for the Wisconsin Badgers. I don't understand the hate. The school's football NIL spin was in the lower third of the Big Ten. Fickell was making chicken salad out of chicken doo-doo. That's a very fair, if those numbers are correct, that's a very fair description of what's going on. It's going to be hard for them to compete if they don't get more money into that program. And here's what's crazy. I don't know if there's another state in the country that if you, like, there's multiple, but if you said, all right, which states in the country love football the most? You think of Texas, right? Now, you could say like Alabama because there's a bunch of Crimson Tide fans, but they don't have a pro team down there. So it's mostly just Alabama Crimson Tide fans. Wisconsin's one of those states that you think people love Badger football. They love Packer football, right? Like you would think if you did enough politicking that you could go around and raise enough money in NIL and everything for the Badgers to compete. But it just kind of feels like that's what they're missing right now. Yeah, and I'm very ignorant. I want to be very clear. I'm very ignorant when it comes to Badger football. I'm not like sitting around learning the insides. It's just on the surface as a casual fan looking from a distance. I don't know. I just feel like Wisconsin, you should be able to drum up money. Judy said the Badgers put in no money for players, but the AD said they're going to start paying. Okay. I think they wanted to see how NIL would shake out. So maybe give it a year or two is what you're saying, Drew. Let everything kind of say, okay, let's understand how this works. That makes sense. So maybe give them a little bit of time. Hurts over the middle, hits A.J. Brown. First down now. You might have something cooking. There you go. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Nice little gain there for the Eagles. Yeah, Reality Shift said, this game makes me feel very good about the Packers versus against the Bears. I agree. I do think we match up well. Someone else said just a second ago, for sure. United Bates said, my Packer, he's a diehard. My buddy, he's a diehard Eagles fan. Just text me, go Packers, LMAO. That's hilarious, man. So they're already like, man, screw the Bears. We got a flag. What's this flag for? Is that roughing the passer? Wow. Wow, that's huge, guys. So you get the nice little gain through the air, and then the very next play, you get could have been a hold there too, but oh, that's definitely roughing. What he took 3.5 steps and then hit Hurts and then threw his arms up like he didn't do anything. Come on now, what are we doing, bub? That's the last thing you need to do as a team right now with the way this game's going. Just don't give it to them. All right, 1st and 10 at the 39.5-yard line. Hurts hands off to Barkley. Barkley picks up about 4. There you go. Just stay ahead of schedule. Stay ahead of schedule. See what Philly can do here on this drive. All right, let's see here what else we got in the chat. Michael Diesel Train brings it back. Center says, can we talk about the Packers being the best team in the NFC? I get LA, but when we are at our best, can we be? There's Hurts on the run. Big gain there. Man, that's a huge run by Hurts. Holy cow. How many yards did he pick up right there, guys? Big gain there. So, yeah, they were in a sidecar left. They motioned Barkley out to the right. And it's just a quarterback draw. What a play call. There you go, Sirianni. You know what I'm rooting for in this game, guys? I'm rooting for this to go to overtime and wear the Bears out before we play them. Hurts loading it up. Look at A.J. Brown, touchdown. What a catch. Went back shoulder. A.J. Brown completely mossed him. He may get penalized now. Now he's looking at his teammate. I was going to say, man, he mean mugging the hell out of that corner for Chicago. There you go, boys. Drew D said it. Eagles heating up. Yes, they are. Touchdown. We'll get the box score to update here, and you guys will look at the updated stats. But, man, that is, yeah. Again, it started with that little chunker, right, to A.J. Brown right off the bat. I got to go mute real quick, guys. Let me take this call. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Mandy taking dinner orders over here. Let's go. We had to take that phone call, man. You kidding me? All right, how we feeling about it now, guys? We got us a ball game. Got us a ball game on Black Friday. So Jalen Hurts is now at the 50% mark. He's 8 of 16 for 107 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. That pick did not hurt him. It's worth mentioning, right? That was not in the middle eight. The middle eight's already over. So they're still losing the turnover battle 1-0. So when you look at it, middle eight, 0-0 turnover differential, Chicago leads 1-0. You still probably favoring Chicago in this situation. Yeah, this is it's gonna be a good finish, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I was hoping for when we talk about watching this ball game live. And it was, Coach, great catch and throw, right? Yeah. Caterpillar said, "Which leftovers would you like?" Quote is what Manny said. Actually, no. So we brung a few leftovers home from Thanksgiving. But we kind of made an agreement this year. We wasn't going to have all the fridges loaded down with leftovers forever, right? So we had a little bit of leftovers. She just asked me would I like Vietnamese. So we got an awesome little restaurant down the road here, about 4 or 5 miles from the house, and it's called Calm, and Kalm, and they have great Vietnamese food. And they got that pho, I think it's called pho or pho, people say. So we get the soup, get some deep fried egg rolls. Man, on a cold night, we got a fire burning downstairs. My brother-in-law's keeping that thing going. So yeah, it's gonna be a good night. Good soup night here, man. I don't think we got out of I think we stayed in the low 40s today for the high, and tonight's supposed to be in the 20s. So it's gonna be really chilly. All right. So Caleb's numbers on the day. Looks like Jalen Hurts has surpassed him now, as Caleb is 11 of 27 for 90 yards. One of the key statistics here that is kind of getting overlooked by me is Jalen Hurts has not taken a sack yet, right? And Caleb Williams has taken 2 sacks for a loss of 10 yards. That can play a role in some of these drives, obviously, right? So we did miss the extra point. Wow. As Older Than Dirt says, missed the extra point, could lose the game when it is this close. Every point matters. A great point, man. Hugh says, "What the fuck?" Drew D says, "Vietnamese shrimp is really good if they have it, man. Everything I've tried on their menu has been great. It's absolutely, and the people are unbelievable. They're really cool about educating you. They hear my accent and go, 'Come in here and sit down. Let me explain to you what you're eating. Okay, let me explain to you what to order.' And they do a great job, man. It's good restaurant for sure." Oh, man, that sounds good. Respect Orange says, "Try their beef stew noodle soup if they have it. It's so good. I'll have to try that next time. I already placed my order." Mandy, she ain't playing around, man. She ain't taking that order twice. You know what I mean? Ain't going to happen. So I'm over here snacking on the cheese ball right now. She makes a mean cheese ball. Married a cheese ball too. All right. Nice little run on first down. The Bears are just staying committed to the run, man. That missed extra point could end up being huge. Holy cow. Roughly 7 minutes left in the ball game here, or a little less than 8 minutes, I should say. Drew D says, is the cheese ball pure cheese? So it's like shredded cheese, a mix of like a Mexican blend, cream cheese, that meat, the real thin meat. I don't know if it's salted meat or what it is. I'm trying to think of what it's called. There's the flag. Odunze got the flag. Unbelievable. So Bears are going to pick up first down here, illegal contact or pass interference. And I think she does some like some Worcestershire sauce, things like that. Really good, man. Really good. So, and like chopped up green onions. So it's a multitude of things. It's so unhealthy, Drew. God, it's so unhealthy, man. All right. Fairgrounds 74 said, speaking of accent, where are you from, bro? New to the channel. Hey, appreciate you swinging through, Fairgrounds. I'm originally from Kentucky, and live in Tennessee now. Lived in Tennessee. I don't know. I moved out of Kentucky right around the time I turned 18, a little under 18. So I've been in Tennessee the rest of the time. We're still real close to the Kentucky line, but yeah, I'm from Kentucky originally. If you've seen the show Justified, that's my hometown that it's set in Harlan County, Kentucky. And the intro was filmed right next to my childhood home. So just back in the Appalachian Mountains. So yeah, that's what you get in here. Irish settlers back in Redneckville, USA. So that's where the accent comes from. Appreciate you swinging through, though, Fairgrounds. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Older Than Dirt said we're supposed to get between 6 and 12 inches of snow between tonight and Sunday here in southern Wisconsin. So glad you have it be glad you have it in the 40s. It's funny you say that because if Tim was here, he'd laugh at you. I absolutely love the snow, man. Love cold weather. Love it. That's why I like Green Bay so much. Oh, what a play. Sorry to scream in your ear. My goodness. Caleb Williams drops back the pass, and imagine that. Throws an interception. It's picked off by one of the pass rushers, I believe. So Philly's going to have really good field position. Is it all unraveling here as the chat reacts to everything that's going on here? Interception. OMG. Caleb doing Caleb things. Drew D says, yes. That's right. Spud Magic. Clayton, I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. Love Greenville, man. Greenville, gosh, such good people in Greenville, South Carolina. As we call it, South Kakalaki. Great people across the South Carolina border. We're not too far from you. We're up here in Northeast Tennessee, so Tri-Cities area. Johnson City, Bristol, Kingsport, Jonesboro. Just over the mountain from Asheville. I'm sure you know where Asheville's at, so. Jerry asking the important question. Prosciutto? No prosciutto in there if you're asking about the cheese ball. She does it's like it's a beef. It's definitely a beef. You get them in those cans or the little glass jar. If you said the name of it, I would know if it was it or not. But it's like thin sliced salted beef. Really, really good. So Eagles coming alive, man. The fans are no longer booing here. It's going to get good. Going to get good. Doug 7451 says, breaking news, Bears reporting Caleb Williams broke a fingernail on the tackle. There you go. So much for wasting your money on that shellac. Look at this. Eagles driving, man. Another 4-yard gain on, I think it was on a first down, right? Yeah. So they're looking at about a 2nd and 6, something like that, right? Chip beef. I think that's right, Drew. I think you're right, man. It's similar. Y'all going to make me Google this and put the picture up on the screen, ain't you, man? It's going to drive me crazy. So, again, Caleb Williams, 11 of 28, 90 yards passing in an interception, no touchdowns. He's also taken 2 sacks for a loss of 10 yards. Absolute cheeks. Jalen's got the boys on the march here at about the 17-yard line. Going to hand it off to Barkley. Barkley, a little stutter move. Going to pick up the first down drive. Let's go. All the way down to the 10-yard line. I said I don't care if the Eagles win or the Bears win, but, boy, it's a lot of fun when you see the Bears start struggling. This is awesome. The hate watch is coming out. I apologize if we got Bears fans in here. I was trying to stay neutral so everybody can enjoy the game, but the Packer fan comes out when you see them start to crap the bed a little bit. Respect oranges marinara with a side of Basaccia. There you go, man. There you go. Coach Land, Caleb will be Caleb. Yes, he will. All right, here we go. 3rd and 1. The tush push is being set up. They did not get it, guys. Now, here's the question. Do you try this field goal, gents? Do you try the field goal knowing you just missed the extra point? What are you doing, guys? Rapid fire as quick as possible. You trying to field goal or you going for it on 4th down? Talk to me. Got to go quick or the play's going to be over. Let us know in the chat. If you're the Eagles, are you kicking the field goal here? You're at Chicago's 12. No way. Did they turn it over? Hold up a minute. They're saying there was a fumble in the scrum? Chicago ball? What? What? Oh, my goodness. He's got the ball. Yeah, Wright came in there and ripped it away. Hey, that's the negative aspect. That's the negative aspect, guys, of doing the tush push. If they're going to let you continue to push that pile, you better protect that football. Now the Boo Birds will be back. We spoke too soon. Yeah, it really is, Caterpillar. That's a great fight, a view of a fight for the ball. Wow. It's what we were talking about, man. These teams just continue to give Bears these wins. It's just wow, man. Joe Pack Joe, they didn't give them forward progress like they have every time. Shocking a difference it makes. Wow, man. Tush push is never, it seems like it's never officiated the same time twice. Well, with that being said, guess what? The turnover differential just went back to 2-1. We were tied up 1-1. Now it's 2-1 in favor of Chicago. Looking like Chicago's game up to this point, boys. Gonna get good. Gonna be a heck of a finish, though. If y'all would hit that like button for us. We got a bunch of people in here watching. Appreciate y'all hanging out. If you're over on Twitter watching and you want to communicate with the YouTube chat and see what the YouTube's chatting about, other than the ones I put on the screen, just click on my profile or just search Packer Fan Total Access and come in here and subscribe to the channel and join the conversation, man. We got a good group in here. Everybody, isn't that awesome? Everybody's gotten along in here. Like, this is cool, man. It's been a good day of football for sure. It is, Drew. That extra point is huge now. Huge. Yep, there you go. See, Drew, that's all right. He said the second we stop talking about food, the Eagles turn it over. Back to the cheese ball. This cheese ball is extravagant, let me tell you. Unbelievable. The perfect touch of meat with cheese, right? My doctor would slap the hell out of me if you see me eating it right now. She would. I'm sorry, she. Joe Pack Joe, imagine Bears take care of Philly. Lions upset the Rams. We handle business, and that's #1 seed just like that. I don't believe you, sir. I'm going to keep that up on the screen, and let's paint that picture real quick for everybody. Let's do it. Let's go to the playoff machine. Playoff machine. Let's see what it says. See if it says you're fibbing here, Joe. All right. Everything's cleared. All right, I just want to make sure they wasn't reverse it or anything. No, we're good. Okay. So he says, imagine the Bears take care of Philly. So let's start there. All right. Bears beat Philly. Bang. The Lions upset the Rams. All right. So that's next week, I would imagine. So let's go ahead next week. Or is it? What a run by Mononga. Lord have mercy. All right. So you're saying Lions upset the Rams. Are you talking about maybe okay, so you're talking about week 15, a little bit on down the road. I got you. I don't know if it'll let us project this far, but we'll see if we can. And we take care of business. So let's say next week, week 14, we beat the Bears, right? And then let's go ahead to here and say the Lions take care of the Rams, what you're saying. It's not going to project that far, right? We'll be at 9-3-1. They'll be at 9-3. So they'll still have the lead. However, if you go back to week 14, if the Cardinals were to beat the Rams, there you go. Bang. Green Bay's the number 1 seed. So you're right. You're in theory, you're right there a little bit on down the road. But yeah, and I don't think the Cardinals have a great shot of beating the Rams. Don't get me wrong. This week, the Rams play the Panthers. Same thing here, though. The moral of the story is we're rooting against the Rams from here on out, right? No doubt about it. All right, let's get back to the game here. Thank you for that info, though, Joe. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. 2nd and 5, Caleb hands it off, and Philly just continues to let the Bears run the ball right down their throat. You notice Ben Johnson said, all right, Caleb, enough throwing, bub. We're done with that. I don't blame him. Let Caleb lose the game for you there if you ain't careful, man. All right, let's go back to the box score. So Caleb is 11 of 28 for 90 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. How do you just continue to let them run the football on you like this? Is that an underrated part of Ben Johnson's coaching, guys? Is that maybe he was the reason the Lions' running game was so darn good? Of course, they're still running the ball pretty effectively. Not yesterday, of course, but we shut their run game down yesterday. Like we got a false start on the Chicago Bears. I think that might have been on Dahlman there. Or was it? Left guard. Troutman, I think, or what was his name? I think Tooney. Was that Joe Tooney? Wow. All right, here we go. 1st and 15, 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Caleb going to hand it off. Oh, Jordan Davis crushes Monongai, and he landed on him with every pound. Lord have mercy. He's staying in, though. I don't know about you guys. That hurt me watching this, man. Yeah, Caldwell corner. Monongai is eating, and I'm not talking turkey, man. It's so true. He's had a heck of a game. 13 carries for 94 yards. That's a two-headed back right there. My goodness, Swift and Monongai. All right, here we go. Caleb, 2nd and 14. Hands off. There it is. Monongai again. Another solid game. So we're looking at a 3rd and roughly 6, it looks like, for the Bears. So do they pass here? Right? That's the question. You guys may be ahead of me now. I might want to try to reset my stream here, to be honest with you. Seems like I'm always behind everybody else when we do this. Surely that ain't got nothing to do with the extension cord running up the holler here in Tennessee, right? Oh, so Bates is far behind. There you go. So I'm glad I'm not the only one behind here, Bates. Caleb back to pass, 3rd and 5. Has to dirt it. Wow. He is cheeks today. I wouldn't have it any other way. We going for it on 4th down, they'll at least go out there and try to get on the jump, right? With it being 4th and 5. Respect Orange just says by a second, maybe. Okay. Jay Qualls in the chat said, I personally think that Ben Johnson was so important to Detroit that I think it was a mistake Detroit didn't hire him as their coach. Wow. So you'd have to run Dan Campbell out of town to do that, obviously, right? On the surface, Jay, that sounds like, what are you talking? No way. But if we look back in 3 to 5 years and Ben Johnson has a Super Bowl, Dan Campbell don't, I had to circle back around to that and go Jay Qualls was right. That's what it's going to come down to. So, all right, here we go. 4th and 5. Sorry if you guys are ahead and I'm lagging a little bit behind, but so we figure out what goes on here. We'll hit the super chat right after this play. 4th and 5. Looks like they're going for it. 56 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's a tough field goal from that range, so I understand I'm wanting to show they're going for it unless they're going to try to take a delay again. They're going to snap it. Caleb back to pass, throws. Wow. The defender falls down. There's no penalty. He's looking like he wanted to push off. Don't know if that's the case or not. So that's a huge 1st down there for Caleb. Nice throw. I think that'll push him over 100 yards. I don't mean to laugh. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't call that offensive pass interference. How did y'all see that, guys? Did you think that was offensive pass interference? To me, it looked like the defender fell down and then tried to make an excuse. All right, super chat from Mike Witt. Thank you, buddy. Dare I say, Philly loses this game. Dallas is right behind their heels. the way the Cowboys are playing, I wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs. Amen. Amen, Mike. Amen to that. Here's Monungai again, running like a damn Tasmanian devil. Picking up, 9 yards on first down? My goodness. He's over 100 yards now. Mike, you're saying the same thing that Carson was saying, man. You know, don't let the Cowboys sneak in and be hot getting into the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen. Sure. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. You're always too kind to the channel, man. Doug, I was just thinking this. He said Caleb can win games with his legs. He can win games handing off. I have yet to see him win a game passing the ball. Completely agree. I want to say this. It's usually this point in these games where Caleb scrambles out and makes a huge play and kind of propels Chicago to the win. And you know what? It's not – what am I trying to say here? It's probably not the way you want your quarterback to win games. But again, man, it's definitely his superpower, you know? And he is not over 100 yards yet. He's 12 of 30 for 97 yards and an interception. So just what? I would not be surprised if he tries to extend a play here. A defender has him dead to rights. For whatever reason, the defender will shoot for the inside half instead of the outside half. He'll roll out to the left, get a huge gain, score a touchdown, or pick up a huge first down, and the Bears will end up winning this game. It's happened all year long. Attack the outside half of Caleb. You've got to. Got to. Yeah. J. Cole, we better be ready for this rushing attack next week. Amen, man. And again, I think we will be. I think that, our run defense is going to be better than Philly's. Let me double check that. I might be completely off there. I'll just pull it up off screen here. Let's go to rushing defense. We probably already talked about it earlier, but I forgot. In terms of yards per carry allowed, Philadelphia is the 18th best run defense in the league. 18th. The Packers are tied for 5th. So we have a much better shot at stopping their run game. However, we're going to be without Devontae Wyatt, so maybe that lowers that value a little bit, right? Wouldn't surprise me. And it's been fun chatting with you guys, man. Appreciate y'all being so interactive in the chat. This has been a good day of football here, man. Anytime the Packers don't play, if I have time to do one of these, man, this is the best way to watch ball. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, J. Cole, that fumble was a backbreaker. Really was, man. Really was, dude. Again, Chicago leading the turnover differential 2-1. The middle 8 was tied 0-0. Could end up being the play that lost on the game there. And again, when you look at Hurts, that's kind of his bread and butter. That's what he does, right? Like he's supposed to be able to pick up those gains on the ground, those short yard situations. He's not been able to pass. He's 8 of 16 for 107 yards, 1 touchdown, but a pick. And running the ball, he's 3 carries for 25 yards, and you end up fumbling tush push. That's just a tough look, man. Tough look. Mike Witt with the super chat. Thank you, Mike. How is the Bears O-line at pass blocking? Who blocks Micah next week? That's a great question. Let's see how many sacks they've given up. That would be probably the best way. Now, there's probably some other analytics you could dive into to see how much time Caleb actually has to throw the football, because he's really bad at holding the ball too long. As Swift picks up the first down for the Bears, they're starting to lean on the Eagles again. So you asked in terms of pass rush, right? Let's see if we can find it here. Passing defense, see what kind of sacks. We got sack percentage, sacks per game. I was hoping we have like time to sack or something like that. I do not see that. So let's just go sack percentage. In terms of sack percentage, defensive stat here, the Chicago Bears, I think that's what you were asking, right? How the Bears O-line at pass blocking. So that don't help us there. Never mind. I don't see anything here unless I can go. Let me double check. Let me go to passing offense. That should be what we're looking for. Quarterback sack per game, quarterback sack percentage. That's probably the best thing we have on this particular website. So sack percentage, the Bears are 6th best in the league at 4.4%. That's even with Caleb holding on to the ball too long too. So good. They're really good at pass blocking according to that in terms of preventing sacks, right? So if you're not going to hit home anyway, put 7 in coverage and make him throw into coverage, right? Kind of feels like the whole thing here. 2nd and 5, 13 minutes left. Caleb back to pass, hammers a slant, and he completes it. That's first down. So we're looking at a 1st and goal for the Bears. Bears taking care of business, boys. It's been an ugly game, but taking care of business. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Biz, there you go. Biz says in the chat, good chat, bad football. Amen to that. And Andy Watkins getting it back to the important stuff here. Smash that like button. If you guys would take a quick second, hit that like button. We greatly appreciate y'all hanging out with us here. Paging Dr. Crutch. Love watching the game with fellow Packer fans. Amen, man. This is fun. Good time here. All right, here we go. 1st and goal. Caleb out of the ace. 13 personnel. They're going to hand it off. Manungai basically walks into the end zone untouched. The Bears score again. Is that the dagger, boys? We got 13 minutes left. The Eagles haven't been able to do anything. Does this kind of get the Eagles woken up a little bit more? Woken up. That ain't a word, is it? Awaken. Does this awaken the Eagles a little bit more? That's going to be the question, right? All right. Brad Christian in the chat says, how do you think Goot will approach replacing Wyatt? It's a good question. On the surface for me, Brad, I think what he'll probably do is probably won't make you happy, and many fans will disagree with it. I think that what Goot will do is he will stick with what he's got, and he'll probably sign someone off the streets that he had a decent draft grade on that might be available, meaning like somebody he had a 6th or a 7th round grade on that got cut from a team and now they're on the street, sign them to the practice squad and just continue to kind of elevate and do what they're doing. Now, if LVN gets healthy, that's going to help you on the interior a little bit, especially in pass rush situations, right? So you'll probably, I think the approach will be, this is more of a coaching approach than it is a GM approach. I think they will probably sign a body to the practice squad, a little bit of depth. But I think what we're going to do as a defense is press into the cheetah package a little bit more. Now, that's not going to help you against the Bears, right? It's not going to help you against the Bears because they're going to show those 13 personnels, 12 personnels, and try to run the rock down your throat because Caleb Williams can't hit a bull in the ass with a mop. So probably want to stay away from cheetah next week. But I think they're going to roll with Colby Wooden and Warren Brinson. And what's the latest on Carl Brooks? Has anybody got that information? That's probably the best way to answer that question. Is Carl Brooks being banged up? Will he be available this week? I'm trying to remember now. Everything's a blur with all the Thanksgiving festivities. Was Carl Brooks kind of like a little later in the week they decided, no, he's not going to go, or was he did not participate all week? I feel like he did not participate all week. I could be wrong there. There you go, Coach. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe James Esther gets a call up, right? And then maybe they sign someone extra on the practice squad. Although they did bring back Lucas Haversick, so that takes up a practice squad spot, right? So that's worth noting. But, yeah. Judy said Brinson been playing pretty well. I agree. What I've seen on tape of Brinson, Drew, I think he's holding his own. PFF disagrees for what that's worth, but I feel like he has been playing pretty good, man. Not bad. Not bad for a rookie, that's for sure. Caterpillar. What's Mike Daniels up to nowadays? Or Stump? That's a good question. I say we go get Gilbert Brown. He comes to Packer games every now and again, right? Get him out there. Get Gilbert out there and just say, hey, lay down. Lay down in the line of scrimmage. Make people run around you, all right? That may work. Coach Lynn said he liked him coming out of NIU, talking about James Esther, I believe. Solder says Stackhouse is going to get a ton of snaps next week. Yes, I agree, Solder. I think he had 5 against the Lions. They were trailing the whole game, so they had to get away from the run probably a little bit more than they wanted to. The Lions did. I'm with you. Next week, if it's a close game, I could totally see Stackhouse at least doubling those snaps, maybe even tripling them, right? Going from 5 to 10 or maybe even 15 snaps because you can be facing some of those heavier sets. That would make a lot of sense, especially if it's going to snow like the early projections are, right? So Joe Pack Joe says still haven't put Wyatt on IR, I believe. That's interesting, right? I don't see any scenario, Joe. Not that you're insinuating this, but obviously the facts are the facts there with the IR situation. I don't see any situation where you don't put Wyatt on IR, right? Surely he'll go on IR for at least 4 weeks. I think he's probably done for the year, it sounds like. So I don't think I see a scenario. I understand what you're saying, though. You're like me. You're kind of holding out a little bit of hope, right? And obviously, well, as you clarify, I meant for a roster spot. Got you. So it can free up that roster spot. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. You notice how quick I was like, is there a little bit of hope? There's no hope. Why it's done, and it sucks. I love that dude, man. I love watching him play football. Now, see, respect oranges. There will be no Eddie Lacy slander in this chat. He says Eddie Lacy probably has the weight of a D tackle. Last I seen, he was looking pretty good, but it is unfortunate that he let the weight get out of control and kind of got him out of the league. Hurts back to pass, loading it up. That's pass interference. You better throw that flag, sir. They didn't throw a flag? What? Did you guys see that? How is that not pass interference? Holy cow. Devontae Smith, I mean, the dude didn't even look back. He just runs through Devontae Smith as he's trying to catch it. Oh, my gosh. I wish I could show that on the stream. Lord have mercy. Does anybody else see that the same way? Last second, he tries to get his head around, but he's already ran through the receiver. Oh, it's unbelievable, man. Yeah, that's right, Dr. Crutch. So you're saying there's a chance. Clayton quote. That's right. Yeah, looks like everybody agrees Mitchell's mommy. Wow. Doug, unreal. Yep. Older than dirt. Bad call. Caterpillar, that was crazy. So seems like everybody's unanimous. These are the stuff that's happening for Chicago every week. Like something, it's like, how does this keep happening every week? It's wild. All right, 3rd and 6 for the Eagles. It is an 8-point ball game as it sits right now, right? Yep, 8-point ball game. So one score game. 1 score plus 2, obviously. Hurts back to pass out of the gun. Looking to run, dumps it off. He threw a damn rocket ball 8 yards from him. Didn't give A.J. Brown a chance to gain yak there. That's tough. They going to go for it here, guys? One possession. I think you got to punt this thing away, right? You're too deep in your own territory. The Boo Birds are back out. I don't think there's anything I enjoy more about this game than them panning the camera around to the random Philly fans. They are a unique-looking bunch. This is hilarious. All right, so they are going to punt. Oh, false start. Push it back 5 more yards. Philly is imploding, boys. This is ugly. Ugly. Bates said the same thing. Yeah, should have been flagged. Bradley Spires. First time I've seen him comment in here. Maybe I missed it. He said, what's going on with the Eagles? That's a great question, Bradley. We all been trying to figure it out, too. Oh, the Adam Block says, Bears seem to have made the right moves on the offensive line, turn things around fast. Amen. And listen, got to call a spade a spade. There were Packer fans making fun of the signings they made. Love that Dahlman signing. Trying to think, when did they get Tooney from Kansas City? Didn't they trade for Tooney? Was that this offseason or the year before? But nonetheless, they are trying to build in the trenches, no doubt. They shanked that punt, too, by the way. Goodness gracious. Bears going to get the ball at the 41-yard line, at their own 41. Philly is just, woo, it's ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. All right. J. Cole says Chicago pulls this off. I'm definitely looking at them differently. Amen, Jay. You got to, man. You got to. And I know there's still going to be fans that go, well, everything, they missed that pass interference call. And, Caleb throws that interception. And then they turn around and they fumble the ball. And, they're lucky. Sooner or later, you got to stop saying it's luck and say, hey, they're figuring out how to win football games. I mean, the reality is they're an 8-3 team, possibly moving to 9-3. And they're 4-2 on the road right now. So they would be 5-2 on the road if they pull off this win against Philly. And Philly's 4-1 at home. They've been a good home team. So that's going to be interesting, man. Caterpillar. If you mute your TV, you can still hear the Eagles fans booing, per sources. There you go. Drew D says, Bears are doing the same thing the Vikings did last year. Yeah, it's very true, Drew. Winning all the close games, right? And I think I remember Ryan Schlip saying that too, like, hey, listen, the chances of them winning those close games next year or, this coming year, obviously the season we're in, chances are you're going to start losing those type of games. That's kind of what you've seen happen, right? That's a great point, Drew. Forgot about that. Andy Watkins, what are Packers looking at if we lose against Chicago? Listen, man, they can lose to Chicago. They can lose both times to Chicago. I'm not ruling that out. Again, I try to fan realistically. Going into the season, what I said was I thought they would split with Detroit, they would split with Minnesota, and they would sweep the Bears. That's what I thought would happen. They'd win their home games against Detroit. They would win their home game against Minnesota, but they would lose on the road. Well, you swept Detroit, right? You beat Minnesota once. The way Minnesota's playing, looks like you got a really good shot at going into Minnesota and beating them again. Maybe it's the Bears that sweep us, right? And the reality is, Andy, if that happens, I'm not going to be like, wow, I can't believe that happened, That type of stuff happens every year in the league, across the league. You can have one of the worst teams in the league beat a division rival that's got a much better record both times because it's a division game. You throw the records out the window when it comes to divisional games for sure, man. I'm with you, Jay. He said I would stay on the ground if I was Chicago. Amen, man. Don't let Caleb throw any passes. They're going to hand it off. That's what they're going to do. And going to be a gain of about 3 yards, looks like. You guys ever see when a defender gets pinned under the pile like you just seen on that play? Do y'all feel sorry for him like I do? Like you could see their eyes. The camera pans over to the pile, and they're on the bottom like, would y'all please hurry up and get off of me? I've got 6,000 pounds of weight on my back right now. Could y'all please get up? All right, Doug in the chat. The uncalled DPI, notwithstanding, of course. Yeah, he said Chicago's defense looks very good, at least today, right? I think it'll be a different ball game next week, though, for sure. Oh, big lick there. They're going to pick up about 3 yards. We got roughly 10 minutes left in the ball game when we get this next snap. Looking at a third down for the Bears. With about 3rd and 4, maybe. Man, it's been a fun game to watch, though. It's been great. If y'all would take a quick second, hit that like button for us. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let's see if we can get that number pumped up here. Just take a quick second, hit that like for us. We, like I said, man, we would appreciate it more than you know. Yeah, J. Cole, Philly's offense is just ass right now. They really are, man. Really are. All right, little orbit motion for Chicago out of the gun. Caleb's going to drop back to pass on 3rd and 4. Wide open across the middle. DJ Moore picks up the first down. Yeah, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm not feeling good about this right now, guys. How do you give Caleb that throw? Like, make him throw outside the numbers. We've been saying it all day. Make him throw deep outside the numbers. Instead, you gave him a wide open pass underneath. That's just crazy, man. I'd be playing cover 2 spot drop, hard flat, and make him throw the seam or the hole shot. That's what I'd be doing right here. Instead, they got bodies running in every direction. Shallow cross, wide open. They're going to hand it off on 1st down. Swift with the cutback. Once again, picking up 4 or 5 yards. Before that run, Swift is up to 16 carries for 119 yards. Manungai, 17 carries, 121 yards. Both have a tutter. I agree, Coach. That was an easy throw for Caleb. Easy. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Or as we say down here, like taking Mountain Dew from a baby. Biz 1987. It just seems like the refs have turned off a lot of penalties, getting more physical at the end of the season. I agree. It does kind of feel like that. Especially that non-pass interference call yesterday on Christian Watson. My goodness. Caleb going to roll left, throw it up, hits the tight end, and he's out of bounds about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. Was that Cole Kmet, I believe? All right, big 3rd down coming up here. Going to be under 8 minutes left. Chicago's just dinking and dunking, trying to work that clock. You guys know what I'm saying, though? Like, let them have everything over the top. Hammer down here. If they beat you over the top, all right, you tried everything. But just to let them continue to dink and dunk like this is just, it's mind-boggling. But that's Fangio, right? Control the explosive plays. That's what Fangio does. All right, here we go. 3rd and 4. Caleb in the gun. Smoke screen. Oh, that's perfect execution. It's a smoke screen to Zacchaeus. Is that how you say it, or Zacchaeus? 1st down. Again, just letting Caleb throw behind the line of scrimmage, man. It's unbelievable. And they're showing shell. Too high safety. They rotated the last second. It's too late. It's too late, guys. It's unbelievable. This is coaching malpractice on defense, man. Wow. Yeah, Jaco, 266 yards on the ground is crazy. It is, man. It is. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Caleb cans at the line. Let's see if he can from a run to a pass or a pass to a run. Could have went from a run to a run. It was a run. 1 yard gain. There you go. Take that run away. Play underneath. Jalen Carter, other than no, he did get a sack, right? Am I thinking right? Didn't Jalen Carter? I know he had a run stuff or something earlier. Where's Jalen Carter at? Yeah, he had a sack. Had a sack in the tackle for. I was going to say he's been kind of quiet, but he has gotten a sack. So is Nolan Smith Jr. Caleb Williams is 16 of 34 for 126 yards passing, no touchdowns and a pick up to this point. 2nd and 8, another 13 personnel here. Faking the handoff. Going to be kind of an RPR look, tossing it deep. He's got his guy, touchdown. So they took my advice. They played everything underneath, and Caleb hits the tight end for a touchdown over the top. I can live with it. Just stop letting them dink and dunk. Great play call there by Ben Johnson, by the way. Kind of a play fake, roll left, and looking underneath, tight end gets over the top. Still a busted coverage. I wasn't saying just leave them wide open. Let's see the play here. 13 personnel, strong left. Caleb fakes the handoff, outside zone left, Rose left. Yeah, that's Blankenship just getting cooked. I think that's Blankenship. Yeah. Good play call, man. Bears lead 23-9. Here comes the extra point. Wind still blowing from left to right. Kicker knocks it through. Bears lead 24-9. You know the beautiful thing about this? Bears fans are going to be like, yeah, y'all couldn't beat the Eagles and we beat them, right? None of that matters, baby. Next week, as Coach Ogeron said, it's going to be on. We get to figure out who's the better team next week. It's going to be awesome. Joe Pack Joe, it's setting in on Joe. It's going to be an annoying week from Bears fans. Caterpillar says, Joe, man, I swear, LOL. Yeah, and I agree with this. Andy Watkins says, I say let the Bears fans hop up their loss. Let's go. Let's go. Let them read their own clippings, right? J. Cole, ball game, damn you, Eagles. Now I got to hear from these annoying-ass Bears and Cowboys fans. There you go. Yeah. And Freddie Roper. Got some breaking news in here for us. Freddie Roper says the Eagles are cheats. I agree with that. You're the MVP today, Freddie.
Here's the guy.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Fumble on a tush push. Absolutely wild. But again, when you look at the important numbers, we talk about it every week. Y'all probably get tired of hearing me say it, guys, but I don't hear anybody else talking about it. It's so important. Middle 8, 0-0. Who won the turnover differential? Chicago's winning 2-1. Who's winning the ballgame? That's what it comes down to, man. Protecting the football, controlling the middle 8. It's really what it comes down to. A couple other things in between, but yeah. Drew D, we're in blowout territory now. I tell you, when we wrap up the stream, tell you what you're going to want to look for on YouTube. If you're looking for something else to view here tonight, and we probably won't do a show this evening when we take the night off since we stream for 17 hours a day. But I'm going to tell you what you're going to want to look for as soon as this game's over. All right. Go to YouTube and type Philadelphia Eagles post-game show. And try to find, don't go to the Eagles one that's got a bunch of, go to one that's got a lot of followers, a lot of views on their channel, but isn't like the Eagles official, and enjoy the show. That's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Joe Pack Joe, glad we all agree. Freddie Roper laughing emoji. Amen. All right. There you go. Hugh in the chat says, let the Bears fans ride high, fall off a cliff, not a curve. There you go. Like it. Eagle fans are making their way to the exit, but I was told Eagle fans are the most diehard fans. They are leaving. Shout out to Prime, making sure they had the cameras ready. Even Santa's leaving. They just showed Santa Claus leaving the stadium. He said, hey, let me get back to the workshop. This is unbelievable. Six minutes left. Jalen Hurts, he's about to get some stats pumped up. If you got Jalen Hurts on your fantasy team, you may luck up here for a minute. He's probably going to try to push the ball down the field a little bit. So, I like it. Respect Orange said, we rating the Eagles podcast. Put it in the chat. seriously, if anybody knows of a Eagles YouTube live stream here that's going to be doing a post game show, if you're familiar, I tell you, Bates may have already checked out though. If Bates is still in here, Bates could probably find us one. Let's all decide on the same one and let's go in there and just talk trash to him. There we go. AJ Brown across the middle, roughly 12-yard gain. I'll tell you what would be great. What if the Eagles came back and won this ball game, boys? That'd be something, wouldn't it? I'm not holding my breath. We got more breaking news. Wow. Joe Pack Joe with the breaking news says, breaking news, AJ Brown's seen reading a book called, quote, How to Get Traded Easily for Dummies. There you go. Biz in the chat said, I like trolling the chat sports guys. Don't know if they have an Eagles channel or not. I've heard some really bad things about that group. I'll just leave it at that. Barkley wide open, drops a pass. Caterpillar says, check out Eagles Now by Chat Sports. He looks so defeated. Oh, allegedly. I don't even know if I need to say that for that, but we'll do it anyway. Paige and Dr. Crutch. AJ is going to take his pads off and leave like AB. Deuce out with no shirt on, right? Love it. Bates says, I normally watch a 94 WIP local sports station. So maybe you guys check that one out too. First down. We're moving. Oh, no. But Devonta Smith got tackled funny. Might have got the air knocked out of him. Staying on the field, though. Looks like he kind of landed on the foot. Nope, he's coming off. No, he's kind of holding that arm down. He landed on the ball or something. That was really weird. That sucks. Devonta Smith's not in the game. Again, the Bears just catching every break. There you go, slant. Coming alive here. First down, Eagles. Step back over there. I'm going to show him Etta real quick. Mandy's in the studio with us now. All right. Here's Etta in her chair. Etta, baby. What you doing, girl? My girl. She's a sweetheart. Oh, throwing it up deep. Way behind A.J. Brown, out of bounds. 4 minutes left, 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Everybody's trying to come up with the same stream on YouTube where they can go troll the Eagle fans because they're getting their butts kicked 24-9 by the Bears.
By the Bears.
By the Bears.
I didn't realize the Bears have an 8-3 record.
You didn't realize that?
No.
I've been hearing about it all week. We're just about done. Obviously, the game's almost over. I'm not going to do a tonight stream either. So tonight stream. I'm not going to do a stream tonight. Yeah, we're live. What do you think? Does that not sound? She went, you live? Is this professional enough for you? I've been eating cheese ball the whole time. What is that? What kind of meat is that?
Oh my god!
What kind of meat is that?
Dried beef. It comes in a jar.
Dried beef in a jar, guys. What that is? In the cheese ball. Somebody was asking earlier. They said chip beef or something else. Dried beef, right?
Dried beef in a
extremely salty, right?
Yes, you got to rinse it off before you use it in the cheese ball.
There you go. You heard it from a fan right here. I got to hit you with that, Mandy. Sorry. If I could find it here.
And the moment's passed.
I can't. Yeah, it's passed.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Little Bob Euchre for you. All right, here we go. Eagles 3rd and 10. 4 minutes left in the game. They're back across the 50. Hurts back to pass. Going to step up. Let it loose. Through a dead duck. But it still makes it to A.J. Brown. So what do we got here, guys? How much are we down by? Do the math for me here. Help me out here, somebody. I'm trying to think. Field goes off the table here, obviously, right? Yeah, so you just got to try to get it in the end zone. Go for 2 both times, I guess. Or be prepared to go for it both times. There's Devonta Smith back on the field. The Slim Reaper. Picking up about 5 yards. 3:40 left. It's obvious what the Bears are doing here is they're just kind of keeping everything in front of them. They know the clock is their opponent now.
I ordered Applebee's.
Did you really? Applebee's sponsor the show.
We ordered food.
Jalen Hurts in the gun, back to pass. They're firing a blitz, and he fires it over the head of the slot receiver. Jalen Hurts has been cheeks today. 15 to 27, 169 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Caleb Williams has been worse. 17 to 35 for 154, touchdown and a pick. This is some of the worst football I've ever seen in my whole life.
How did they get 24 points?
That's a great question. Chat, how did they get 24 points? Help Mandy out here. I don't even remember. No, they've turned the ball over twice, Philly has.
They scored both times?
They scored. I think they scored once off the turnover, not both times. So, regardless, you're losing the turnover battle 2-1.
What, so their defense scored at least 6 of those points?
Oh no! Their defense has not scored enough. That's what you're asking. Oh, what a catch! AJ Brown back shoulder throw. Why don't you do that every time? Like seriously?
And yes, AJ Brown all day long, every day.
Yes. Did you really order Applebee's? God almighty.
Good food
So
in the neighborhood.
I told everybody we were eating Vietnamese, and I was so excited.
They were close today. I think they took it off because it's holiday.
Gotcha.
Hey, look at that footwork right there. Ooh,
Get out of here.
look at that.
Get out of here. Don't take your girl with you. Though. You can leave the door open if you want.
Teddy and Phyllis Mama.
You gonna stay up here with me? I'm your favorite, right? Touchdown, Eagles. Uh-oh. And we got a dandy brewing. Not really. Let's see. Hey, how cool would this be, though? What if the Bears completely crap the bed down the stretch here, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Caleb Williams go out there, throw a pick or something. 2-point conversion time. You got it, Drew. Sorry, I missed this. Caterpillar says, Mandy, how does it feel to be married to an expert insider media member celebrity child? I'm glad she's out of the room. She would have laughed me off the camera right now. She took my dog with her. It's unbelievable. I like it, Doug. Manifest it, man. Tutter Eagles, the implosion begins, right? All right, empty set going for 2. Sorry for the dog barking. Hurts, back to pass. Oh, no. Goodness gracious. Saquon Barkley. Is it just me or has he had a bad game, guys? 13 carries for 56 yards. Every time they throw him the football, he either drops it or busts his ass. He's been targeted twice, no catches. That's a bad throw, too. All right. Older than dirt says not over yet. Santa might have to come back. Santa ain't coming back. Santa's on the freeway right now, man. You kidding me? Santa probably getting peppered with batteries in the parking lot. You know how those Eagles fans are. Oh, man. Unbelievable. I agree, Doug, on the replay. I had it wrong there, buddy. Bad throw. Barkley didn't have a chance. That's true. That's my bad. I apologize, Barkley family. Is it Barkley or Barkley? How do y'all say that, by the way? I've heard it both ways. Older than dirt. Now they are down 2 scores. Should have kicked the extra point. Is that true? Let's see what we're looking like here. Yeah, you're right. All right. Yep. Of course, you had to, right? No, I see what you're saying. Right? I'm confused now. Close the store real quick. I apologize. We'll be right back. Oh, so they're probably looking at the analytics there, I would imagine. Older than dirt. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Drew D said they were down by 15. They needed a test. What kind of what I was thinking originally. You just completely blew my mind. I feel like I'm living in an alternate reality right now. Joe Pack Joe, Hurts can thread a needle through a mouse's a-hole. Never heard that one. Let me write that one down real quick. Against us, but can't hit the Great Wall of China versus the Bears. It's the way it goes, man. Yeah, like Drew said, because they missed that PAT. Yeah. Going to be interesting. Interesting finish here. See what happens. See if they can. I guess they got to try an onside kick, right? If they get this onside kick, we'll wrap this big bear up. Did we decide, guys, on a YouTube channel we're going to jump in there and troll the Eagles fans if they do lose this? Did we come up with one? Somebody was saying chat sports, and then the other one Bates said was oh, here we go. The Philly special show here on the tube may be a good one too. Currently 2,400 watching their stream. There you go. That would be funny. As soon as it's over, just go in there and troll them. And don't say anything inappropriate. We're not condoning that kind of behavior. Just go in and laugh at them for losing, right? Especially since they've been propping each other up the last few weeks, right? I know y'all have seen that on Twitter. Onside kick is recovered by the Bears, and this one should be over. All right. Since the game is pretty much over, let's do this. Let's switch gears here real quick. And let's go to the playoff simulator. All right, and then we'll get out of here. So, and again, guys, the Philly special show is probably the one you want to hop into, according to Bates. Maybe Bates, maybe that's ran by one of Bates' family members. He's just helping him pump the numbers there too. So the Bears are going to get this victory, right? Barring some kind of crazy fumbled snap or something. Let me watch this snap just in case it does happen. And hand it off. Manungai picks up about 4 yards. Yeah, this is pretty much over. All right, so let's say the Bears win, right? Oh, we got to reset everything. I apologize. All right, so the Bears are going to get the dub. So now the Bears all of a sudden are the number 2 seed in the NFC. The Philadelphia Eagles are the number 3 seed. The Buccaneers are the 4 seed. The Seahawks are the 5 seed. The Packers are the 6 seed. And the 49ers are the 7 seed. So that's how it's going to sit going into tomorrow or into Sunday's games. All right. Now, what kind of rooting interest do we have? And we'll probably do a show tomorrow covering this in great detail. But we want the Seattle Seahawks to lose so we can climb another seed, right? So who do the Seahawks play this week? The Seahawks have the Minnesota Vikings. Can you believe it, boys? We're rooting for the Vikings tomorrow or Sunday. 2nd and 7, 3 minutes left. Surely the Bears will just hand this off. Caleb toss play. Cut back by Manungai. And, yeah, I'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards there. So we got a 3rd and fairly short coming up. All right, so let's say the Vikings beat the Seahawks. Bang. The Green Bay Packers now climb to the 5 seed, right? So that's kind of how that sits. That's really the only other game I could think of this week. Now, obviously, you want the San Francisco 49ers to lose, right? Who are they playing? The Browns. Probably not going to happen. If the Browns beat them, now the Niners drop to the 7th seed. The Seahawks are down there as well, right? So that's the big thing that sticks out to me. And then next week, obviously, you got the Bears at home at Lambeau. So if the Bears win that game next week, with everything we just talked about happening, the Packers are still the 6th seed. The Bears will continue to climb to 10-3. If the Packers beat the Bears, then the Packers take over the number 2 seed. It's what we were talking about. This is what Carson was pointing out earlier on the live stream. And shout out to Carson. Thank you so much for hopping on, Carson. Appreciate you, man. So there's a lot of stuff to still be. And listen, this week 14, you still got 15, 16, 17, 18. It's going to be awesome. Look at there, boys. Caleb runs left and picks up the first down. That's your ball game, pretty much. All right, so the Bears are going to get this win 24-15. Listen, man, you got to tip your cap to the Bears. They did what it took to win the game. Let's run through the stats real quick, and then I am out of here. All right, and everybody would please hit that like button before we all skedaddle here. I greatly appreciate it. Appreciate y'all hanging out, man. We had everybody, the majority of the people that are in here watched the whole game with us. This was awesome. I did not expect this. All right, so the winning team, let's start there. Caleb Williams finishes the day, I don't mean to laugh, but 17-35, 154 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He was sacked twice for a loss of 10 yards. What won you the game? Manungai, 19 carries, 128 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 18 carries, 125 yards and a touchdown. Just absolutely dominated on the ground. Receiving-wise for Chicago, Cole Kmet caught all 3 targets for 36 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty much your leading receiver. On Philly's side, obviously the thing that decided this ball game, tackle him, he may not be down. The thing that decided this ball game was the turnover differential. They lost the turnover differential 2-1. Jalen Hurts throwing an interception. He was 17-30, 190 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Was not sacked on the day. Philadelphia only carried the ball 16 times. That's just wild to me. Chicago has more than doubled their rushing attempts than Philly. And let's be honest, it didn't become that 2-score game, right? Like you didn't really feel like, okay, now you got to pass the ball until just a second ago. So they got away from the run a little too much. A.J. Brown had a good game, though. 11 targets, 9 catches, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was your leading receiver. And, of course, Jalen Hurts lost that fumble as well. So both turnovers came from Jalen Hurts. He had a fumble on the tush push where he just literally just let the defender rip the ball out of his hands. And then, of course, he turned it over with the interception. So absolutely wild, man. Absolutely wild. So Mike Witt with the super chat. Thank you, Mike. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Hurts is overrated. Make him be a drop back quarterback and it's over for him. That's a great point, man. Great point. He did not look good tonight at all, man. At all. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. Coach Lynn says, thanks, Clay. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everybody. Michael. Thank you, Michael. Diesel Train. Appreciate you, pal. Everybody. Paging Dr. Crutch. Thanks for covering this today, man. Have a great evening, everyone. You too. Listen, this may end up being the best thing for the Packers, right? The fact that the Eagles lost this game because, again, you can kind of control your path to the number 2 seed now. Take care of business next week, as opposed to if the Eagles have won this game and now you don't play the Eagles the rest of the year, you're kind of, oh, well, maybe we can only win the division. You still got the number 2 on the table. So it's a great point. All right. Thank you, Caterpillar. Appreciate you, buddy. Ken James says, cry Bears next week. Amen. Amen. Had a blast. Same here. Mike Berry. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you swinging through. Guys, if you would, Mitchell Mommy here says, this was a great watch party. Talk to you tomorrow, fam. Thank you so much. Mitchell's Mommy. Appreciate you. And thank you, Turt. Everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. I want to give a shout out to Mike Witt for all the donations today. You guys, I mean, you've been supporting everybody who's been supporting the channel, but Mike Witt's been very, very, very kind the last couple of days. So I just want to thank everybody for that. We got a 3rd and 5 here, 2 minutes left. I imagine even if they don't get this, the game's over, right? Caleb's cannon do another play. Is he going to pass here on 3rd and 5? Probably just want to run the clock out, right? Oh, he got him to jump. Wow. This Eagles team is trash right now. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. All right. Again, thanks, everybody. Bates, everybody, thank you so much. Doug, you guys are awesome. Yeah, this was fun. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. PTA Live. Tomorrow, we will probably do an early afternoon or maybe a late morning stream. And then we'll do an evening stream. We'll make it up to you guys. I know we went live earlier today for Victory Friday and everything. I was going to do an evening show, but I'm going to rest the vocal cords, man. I'm kind of wore out, to be honest with you. So there's the run stuff we've been looking for. Don't celebrate. Don't act like you're fired up there, Cooper DeJean. The hell do you think you are? Get your butt kicked. Go to the locker room. All right. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank y'all so much. Hit like, hit subscribe, click the bell icon. We'll see y'all tomorrow. As always, go Pack, go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.